Yes, sir. If I had you little devils in the Navy, I'd put you on 30 days bread and water, and then I'd start your punishment.
All right. Now, no nonsense. I want an answer, and I want a straight answer. Now, which one of you guys is WBB?
Why? Well, what you got there?
Never mind, Skip. I can handle this. All right. Now, the initials WBB are plainly marked on this pen.
Wait. WBB. Wallace Burton Binghamton.
Funny name for an Italian kid.
Condition red. Lead bottom's coming. He's breathing fire.
Oh, of all the times for him to show up.
He's probably after his pen. Sure, he probably thinks we grabbed it.
Boy, now your kids are going to get it.
Please, senor, don't turn us into the fuzz.
Fuzz. Gruber, come here. Fuzz. Look, remember Operation Slipback?
Oh, sure, Skipper.
Well, then it's on again. Here, Fuji, you watch these Junior Jesse James until we get back. Come on, you guys, on the double. Let's go.
Now, one move, and I'll let you have it. Capiche?
All right, McHale, this is a raid. Come on with your hands up. All right, you men, surround the area. Don't ask any questions, son. Just shoot to kill.
Calm down, Captain. I'm sure they know what they're doing. There's no need to...
2, 3, 4. Hop. 2, 3, 4. Hop. 2, 3.
Oh, hi, Captain. Just having a little close on a dresser. Knock it off, McHale. You bring him back here.
Hop. Head to the rear. Crunch. Up to...
Oh, get him up, boys. Hurry up. Get him up. That's it. Get him up, boys. Here you go. Are you all tight? I'm sorry, Senator. They sort of got away from me. Got away from me. Did you see that?
Oh, yes, sir.
They attacked their commanding officer, and I've got you as a witness. The guards, keep him covered.
Excuse me, Captain.
Your grubby hands off of me. Oh, this is an outrage, an absolute outrage, but I got 4 witnesses. We'll just add assault and battery to the other charges.
What were those other charges, Captain?
Don't you blink your baby blues at me. You know what the other charges are. Now, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Where's what?
All right, little Sir Echo, knock it off.
We are after the captain's gold pen, that's what. It's the one Pumpkin gave him.
That's right, Carpenter. I told you, don't you ever mention my wife's name in front of these hoodlums.
Pumpkin Binghamton. Sounds like a party dip.
Oh, you're not even going to live for the court-martial. All right, McHale, you're going to tell me where it is, or I'll have to search every one of you men.
Well, now, sir, if we knew what kind of pen it was, I mean, it'd be a great help.
Are you going to play it innocent, are you? All right, goody two-shoes, I'll tell you what it looks like. It's the pen that your brownie troop here heisted from my office. It is my gold pen. It is the one with my initials on it, WBB, Wallace Burton Binghamton, my pen.
Could you give us a more detailed description, Captain?
Oh, you're gonna get it, too, you stupid. What do you mean a more... What does a pen look like, for heaven's sake? It looks like a pen. This is what a pen looks like. It's a gold pen. It's long. It's got a point on it. That has the initials WBB on it. That's a pen, Snoop. He doesn't know... Where'd that come from?
It came right from your pocket, sir.
Gold, WBB. Is this it, Captain?
How about you have
See that? WBB. Yep, those are your initials, all right. Just like the ones on your underwear. Some in the laundry.
That's a boob.
Well, Captain, looks like you've taken us on another wild goose chase. We've got to be getting back. Let's go, man.
And if you'll pardon us, sir, we'll go back to our close order drill, especially that, to the rear, hard. Come on, boys. Fall in. All right. Hop, 2, 3, 4, hop, 2.
We're going to practice real hard.
Stalling.
But this is your pen, sir.
I know. They did it to me again. How?
Come, sir.
Hop, 2, 3, 4, hop, 2, 3, 4, hop, 2, 3, 4, hop, 2. All right, you bunch of drill masters. He's gone.
Oh, that was a narrow escape, Skip.
Thanks to Gruber.
Yeah, nice going, Lester.
Thank you, Skipper. It gave me a chance to brush up on a trick I used to do in the old days.
Yeah, which one was that?
Get a load of this. I think I run him up on a flagpole, huh?
Yeah. Skip, what are we going to do about those 3 thieving little monsters?
We ought to give them a good paddling and send them on their way.
Now, wait a minute. Skip, I think I can straighten them out. Why, back home, kids our age would be in the Scouts. And I thought...
Oh, I can just see those 3 little monsters in the Boy Scouts.
Oh, they'd heist the moccasins right out from under the scoutmaster.
Yeah, I'm afraid they're right, Chuck.
Oh, I don't think so. You're forgetting back in Chagrin Falls, I was a Star Scout. I had 9 merit badges.
Do they have one for mugging?
Your first hike that hijacked the marshmallows.
Well, I don't think so. I'm sure I could help him, and besides, I could do it all on my own time. Well, what do you say?
Well, all right. I don't know what else to do with them, so if you're willing to try, go ahead.
Oh, boy, thanks, Skip. And don't worry, I'll make good Boy Scouts out of them.
I can see it all now. The Al Capone Patrol.
Say, boy, I'm real proud of you fellas. You caught on in a hurry. Yes, sir. Okay, I think that'll be enough. You can undo the knots now. Just take off the bandages, boys, and we'll, Hey, where are you guys going?
We'll be back, Senor Parker. Now, don't you go anywhere.
Oh, no,
Arrivederci.
Right. So long, boys. Wait a minute! Hey, you guys, hold it. I didn't dismiss you. We haven't got to bird watching yet. Wait a minute. A scout does not lose his head. Now, according to the manual, you can do 1 of 2 things. Either remain calm or, what's it? Oh, yeah. Help! Help! Help me!
Mr. Parker! Hey, what happened?
Oh, Chuck, what was it this time?
Well, I was teaching the guys a little first aid, and I guess I got carried away.
Carried away? Oh, come on, Chuck. Wise up, will you? Those hooligans are too much for you. Now, why don't you admit it?
Well, I thought I was starting to get through to them.
I think so, too. It's the first time I've seen them gift wrapped.
Is that you, Group?
Yeah.
Hey, Skip, you think we better unwrap him?
Oh, no, just leave him just like that. Go on, untie him.
Boy, they tie a mean square knot, don't they?
All right, now, boys, since you've been doing so good, today we're going to move right up to signaling. An exciting venture into the world. Don't applaud, boys. Now, in signaling, you'll note that we send various letters by placing the flags in various positions. Now, for instance, this is A. This is B. This flag is missing. I had 2 of them. See, you used 2 when you... Well, I must have left it down below. I'll get it. It won't take me but a minute. Now, you boys won't go away like you did yesterday, will you? All right, because remember, a scout is loyal. Well, he's trustworthy, too. Several things.
Baco, how long did this go on?
I know one thing. It would have taken more than a minute to find the flag.
Hey, look, all these garbage cans.
Those aren't garbage cans, dummy. They're ash cans. Here, I'll show you how it works.
Hey, get down! Get your jar down. Make room for me. It's a Jerry's.
It was not the Germans, it was...
Hey, don't tell me you kids... Now, look, you guys. Don't you realize that somebody could have...
What was that? Oh, the bird.
Chuck, what the devil happened?
It was one of those deck charges.
Oh.
All a lame brain stunt. Hey, listen, we could have been killed.
Uh-huh. All right, you kids have had it. That's the last time I'm going to put up with
Now,
any
wait a
of
minute,
this.
Skip. It wasn't their fault. I did it.
If you think you can blow up half our base and risk the lives of my men, you did it.
Yeah, I did it. Isn't that right, kids? Yeah, well, you see, I was just teaching them a little shipboard safety and then telling them things not to touch. You know, well, like these handles. Well, that's 2, but don't worry, Skip, I'll pay for it. Here, I got $1.25. Oh, boy, well, my allowance should be coming from my mom anytime.
Oh, stop it, will you? Stop it. All right. Come on, you kids. Scout meeting's over. As a matter of fact, it's over forever. Through, caput, finito, andiamo, via. And as for you, my ex-scoutmaster, you got a little explaining to do. Now, blowing up those ash cans was bad enough. But where were you for the map reading session? It was scheduled for exactly 4 o'clock. Sharp! You were a half hour late.
It's funny, I only got 10 to 3. So, see, you guys would be a half hour early. So, that would, Oh, boy. Must have broke it. I bet you I broke it when I went up that tree looking at the yellow-breasted nuthatch.
Yellow-breasted nut... If I ever hear one more word about scouting, get out of my way.
Skip seemed a little upset.
Nobody ever stuck up for us like that before.
I wish we could help him. But to what can we do?
What can we do? Dummy. Ensign Parker. He's in trouble because he got a broken watch. So we get him a new one. That's what we do.
Binghamton.
Oh, General Bronson.
You should know better than to call me out of a top-level staff meeting. Now, what is it this time?
Oh, well, General, I wanted to ask for an extra detail of MPs for this area. You see, there's been a lot of things stolen lately.
You want an extra detail? Well, I've had at least a dozen complaints from the MPs you've got now. They say you're running their tails off with all these false alarms.
General, these are not false alarms. You say they've been swiping everything in sight.
Captain Binghamton, sir. Oh, sir. Sir, they're at it again.
Oh, wow.
My typewriter, it's been stolen.
See that, General? You see that? Now, give me the MPs. I want to call out the riot squad. I want machine guns. I want tear gas. I want the works. We're going after the typewriter mob.
What are you babbling about? What typewriter mob?
McHale's marauders have struck again. We'll see about my false alarms.
Excuse me, sir. Typewriter repair. Where does this go?
Get out of our way, boy. Can't you
Property
see?
of Lieutenant Elroy Carpenter. I presume you're Elroy? Give me the MPs. This is General Bronson. A few seconds ago, you got an hysterical call from a babbling fool. Oh, forget it. No, riot squad, no guns. Those were just the rantings of a man on his way to Iceland.
Iceland?
Unless I can think of someplace farther north.
But General, you can't send me to Iceland. I've got thin blood.
Well, then I'd advise you to get some thick underwear. One more false alarm, and it's going to be Wally the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
But General, you gotta believe me. McHale has men are crooks. General, all the time we crooked.
Guys, look what someone left me.
Where'd that come from, Mr. Parker?
I found it under my pillow. I think the tooth fairy left it.
Tooth fairy?
Yeah, remember that wisdom tooth that came in upside down last week? Well, it fell out.
Tooth fairy, my foot. That's the captain's clock. Those little hoods must have lifted it out of his office.
Condition red. Binghamton coming.
Oh, no!
It's time for him to show
He'll
up.
think we swiped it.
Pooch, get out underneath there, quick. Boy, those guys are really scuttled us this time.
And they promised.
You're under arrest. Don't anybody move. Start talking, McHale. Where is it? Where is it?
Hi, Captain. Where's what?
Now, don't you start with that where's what stuff with me again, because I'm going to turn this place upside down until I find it.
Now, what is it exactly that you're looking for, sir?
Is it your gold pen, Captain?
Is that missing? I didn't even know about it. I don't care about it. It's my ship's clock I'm after.
Clock? What clock, sir?
The one that goes boing, boing, boing.
Yeah, beg your pardon, sir, but did you say boing, boing, boing?
Yes, the captain said boing, boing, boing. You heard him.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but I have no idea where to...
What's that?
Well, it's probably Big Ben, sir. They say the sound travels for miles.
Yeah, that's right, sir.
You hear it?
Is that what they say? Sound travels for miles. All right, Mother Goose. Get off of that nest!
I wouldn't open that, sir. It could be dangerous.
Open it. Elroy, you heard that. You open it.
But sir, he said it could be dangerous.
Open it.
All right. Could be dangerous.
Oh, sir.
Well, Mr. Big, we've come to the end of a long road, haven't we? Finally caught you and your gang red-handed. All right, Lieutenant, the crime wave is over. Arrest them right now. Arrest the whole caboodle.
Yes, sir. I'll see that they're put in the brig.
No, I don't want them in the brig. They could escape from the brig. I want them where I can keep my eye on them. I want them in the dungeon under City Hall.
The dungeon? Oh, now, wait a minute, Captain. You
Tell it to the judge, McHale. Fall in. Hop, 2, 3, 4. Fall in.
Mamma mia. Again we get Ensign Parker in trouble. See, but this time we can really help. They're locking them in the old dungeon where we used to play. Come, Avanti.
Come on, come on. Get in there. Hurry up, hurry up. Let's watch. Take it easy. Come on, you two commanders, get in there.
That's the end of the line for the infamous McHale gang. There we go.
Well, for once, Leadbottom was right. This is the end of the line.
Who'd ever think we'd finish like this?
Done in by a bunch of Boy Scouts.
It wasn't their fault. They were just trying to do a good turn. When I broke my watch, they
please, Chuck, save it, will you? You meant well, but... Well, let's just forget it.
Place must be falling apart.
What happened? Well, I was just sitting against the wall over there. Boy, is Binghamton ever going to be mad now for us busting up his dungeon?
Holy jumping. Holy jumping. Give me a hand. Help me a hand. Help me. Easy. Never mind, Skip. It's our way out. Let's go. No. Binghamton sees an empty cell. He'll have us up for jailbreaking, too.
We came as fast as we could, Senor Parker.
Antonio, what are you guys doing here? Don't you know you could get in trouble? Here, Tinker, hold this, will you?
Oh, sorry, sir. Oh, sorry. We only tried to help. Oh, we're sorry about the clock, too. And all the other things we stole.
Wait a minute. How many other things were there?
Oh, about a truckload. Oh, and the truck.
Well, I hope you guys took those things before you were scouts.
Senor Parker, a scout is trustworthy.
Skip, old Leadbottom will blame us for everything. And Binghamton's gone for the general.
Hey, where did you guys stash all that stuff?
In the woods near Guarneri's farmhouse. We'd like to give it all back.
Hey, wait a minute. That's it. I've got it. We will give it back, and where it'll do the most good. Come on, Chuck, get up there. Here, give me a box. Go ahead. Here, come on, let's go. The rest of you guys cover for us, will you?
Well, that's the last of the loot.
Yeah. Well, those kids had enough there to start their own war surplus store.
I don't understand why you brought all the stuff over to Binghamton's office.
Look, I'll explain it to you later. Right now, we better get back to that dungeon and fast. Come on.
Oh, I got them, General. I caught them with the goods. I've got them locked up in my dungeon.
You better be right, Binghamton. I'm getting sick and tired of being called out of important conference.
Oh, I am, General. I've got a list of articles right here that have been stolen in this area. That's enough to put McHale and his mob away for 20 years, General. Hi, you jailbreak! General, it's McHale and Parker right here.
What are you raving about? I don't see anything.
All right, there, escape, General. Jailbreak, MPs! Okay. Oh, Carpenter, I'm going to have you shot for this, asleep at your post. How dare you let those hoodlums escape?
But, sir, I haven't been asleep, and I swear to you, sir, not a soul has come through that door.
Now, look, Binghamton, I tell you,
You've been lying, General. I saw those hoodlums running down the street. You open the door and I'll prove it. This shows what desperados they are, General. Imagine escaping from a dungeon like this, for heaven's sake. I'll do that.
But, sir, I'm almost...
All right, General. There you are, sir. Right there. Hi, they're gone. They're gone.
Oh, hi, Captain. General.
Say, fellas, could you keep it down? I got him on a blitz.
Parker, McHale, I saw you outside. Now, what are you doing here?
Sir, you put us in here. We're under arrest.
Binghamton, this is the absolute end. Have you flipped? This is the last false alarm you're going to get me out on.
General, this is no false alarm. I tell you, I saw them in the street, and I caught them with my stolen ship's clock. I got a whole list of things here they stole.
Begging the General's pardon, sir, but it's not very nice to argue in front of the enlisted men. Couldn't we continue this, say, over in the captain's office, sir?
That's a good idea, McHale. Let's go, Binghamton.
General, there is nothing to continue. They're guilty. I don't want them in my life.
Let's go, Binghamton!
I've got this worthless, General. If I can just find out where they have it all stashed, then we'll be able to lock them up and throw away the key.
You say they stole all these items?
Oh, yes, it's all down here. 2 radio transmitters, 5 cases of sea rations, the silver tea service from the officers' club, 4 smoked hams.
You mean 5 smoked hams?
5. Oh, 5, yes. I only had 4.
May I see that, sir? Let's see. Yes, sir. Everything seems to be here. There's a dozen blankets there, and see a film projector. Yes, everything's here, all right, sir.
But how did it get in my office?
That's what I'd like to know, Binghamton. No wonder you were so anxious to keep me from coming up here. What's this? My riding boots.
Your riding boots?
There, Captain. I'm sure you couldn't help it, sir.
Probably stems from your childhood. Did you hate your father?
Well, no, I didn't hate my father. But I had an uncle. I couldn't stand him. What's the difference how I felt about it? I didn't take any of this. You did.
The captain appears to be suffering from a severe case of kleptomania.
But I didn't take any of this. They did.
Oh, sure, Captain. While they were out on their jailbreak. Now, you just sit and relax in your office. I'm sending for the medics.
But I don't want them. I'm not sick. It's just one of their tricks.
You're confined to this office, Captain, and that's an order. Let's go, McHale.
Yes, sir, General. Bye-bye.
Well, see you around, Sticky Fingers.
But I don't have kleptomania. I have a few other problems, but I don't have kleptomania. Oh, boing, boing yourself.
I'm sorry the captain gave you such a bad time, McHale, but the medics are all agreed he needs a long rest.
Yes, sir.
What seems to be the trouble, Lieutenant?
Oh, sorry, sir, but you won't start. Sir, the engine seems to be missing.
No. Binghamton again.
Oh, that...
I hope you packed those wool socks, Luke. You know, it might be cold up there in Naples.
I packed 6 pair and also 6 clean shirts.
Oh, come on, fellas. Look, I'm only flying down for an overnight conference. The way you got me packed, you'd think it was going to last all year.
Come on, you guys, move.
Move, let's go.
Monty!
Hey, halt! It's an invasion! Advance to be recognized!
That's just it, Mr. Parker. We don't want to be recognized.
Yeah, let's get out of these studs, guys. Come on, in the tent.
Wait a minute. Hold it. Hold it, you schlockmeisters. Now, what's with these outfits?
Yeah, what are you guys doing trick-or-treating in August?
Stop.
Skip, we haven't got time now.
We gotta hide fast.
Stop in the name of the law.
Fuji, come on, get lost, will you? What's the matter with you?
Just remember, we were with you all day. You're our only alibi.
Come on, you guys, let's go.
Oh, you there, McHale. Which way to go?
Oh, hi, Captain.
Hi. Never mind a hi, Captain. Which way to go?
Oh, which way did who go, sir?
Now, don't you get cute with me. Which way did those 5 Italian hooch peddlers go? Spread out, Elroy, spread out. Look for tracks. Don't leave a stone unturned.
Oh, why don't you start over there, Carpy? There's a whole rock pile. Keep you busy all day.
Yeah, there's a... Oh, shut up. Just shut up.
But now, sir, what exactly were those Italians doing?
They were peddling homemade hooch. That's what they were doing, and I caught them red-handed, and they came right this way, and I'll bet that they're working for you.
Captain, how can you say a thing like that?
Oh, I'm sorry, but you can hardly blame me with all that. What do you mean, how can I say a thing like that? I'll bet my stripes are not 10 feet from here. Then get out of my way.
No,
Get him out of my way. I can't. There, you know that. Get out of my way.
Captain, now, wait.
You heard the captain.
Please, sir.
All right, you rum runners, I've got you dead to...
Hey, what's going on here?
Get some sleep around here.
Hey, what time is it here?
Yeah, is it dawn yet?
Oh, Captain, now you've gone and woke him up.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't know. But... At high noon? What are they doing to the sack at high noon? What is this? What?
Sir, but they just came off a mission. That's why. But they didn't get any sleep all night long, these poor guys. We've been out chasing a subgrot till half hour ago.
That's right. About 29 minutes and 36 seconds ago, to be exact.
You've been in bed for 29 minutes and 36 seconds. Why are you out of breath?
Oh, well, you woke me up in the middle of a dream, sir. I was chasing Rita Hayworth down Hollywood Boulevard.
You, why are you perspiring?
Perspiring? I was running right behind them. Same dream.
Oh, the boys will have their little joke, yes, sir. Oh, but, sir, the bootleggers, don't you think you better get moving?
Don't you tell me to get moving. I'll tell you to get moving. You're due at that PT Commanders Conference at 1700 hours. Get moving.
Yes.
All right, quickly.
Sir, please, would you tell me where you want it quickly? It's heavy.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, what is it?
Stop. You've ruined my saluting hand. I won't be able to...
Sir, I'm sorry. Here, take a sip of that. It'll kill the pain.
Oh, I'm going to kill the pain, all right. You.
Oh, sir, don't.
Am I interrupting anything, Binghamton?
General Bronson. No, nothing. I'll clobber him later. I mean, I was just teaching Lieutenant Carpenter the art of self-defense.
What?
Hang on.
You see, sir, the captain here is a master of the art of self-defense.
Seems he's also a master of the art of hoarding. No wonder my own officers' club can't keep the bars stocked. You've got all the liquor in the area.
Oh, no, General. I never touch a drop. You see, I've got a very clean liver. I am a clean liver. I can explain everything.
That's absolutely true, sir. You see, this is illegal homebrew that the captain here confiscated from a band of ruthless bootleggers.
Bootleggers? Is that all you've got to do around here is play Junior G-Man?
Junior G-Man? Well, I don't understand.
Oh, that's quite obvious. As military governor, Binghamton, your job is to look after the civic betterment of your people.
Well, I'm running the rum runners right out of town.
What the Pentagon has in mind are specific civic improvements. For example, Major Druden in San Paulo has organized a PTA, and Colonel Wells in Villa Giorgio has formed a Chamber of Commerce.
But I'm keeping the town of Voltafiore sober. That's something.
Binghamton, you'd better come up with something that really benefits your people, or I'm going to be forced to look for a more civic-minded replacement. Do you read me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear, sir. Yes, sir.
And since you're such a clean liver, I'm confiscating all this for headquarters. I'll send someone to pick it up.
I may have to find a more civic-minded replacement. That gold-braided old blowhard, I'd like to...
Oh, sir.
Oh, you and your art of self-defense.
So long, Skip. You have a good time. Yeah, all right. And listen, while I'm gone, I want you schlockmeisters to keep your noses clean. You understand?
And that means no more stills, no more bootlegging, no more rackets, no nothing.
And don't even try to get that still out of the water. You understand?
Don't worry, Skip. They'll ship up or they'll shape out.
Whatever. Get this thing back to the base, too, will you? And remember, try to do something constructive for a change, will you?
Okay, let's go, guys. And Christy, take the long way back through San Marcello.
San Marcello? What for?
Look, the skip just told us to do something constructive. So we will. We're going to find us some new parts and construct us another still.
I love the idea.
Well, this is it, guys. The scavenger hunter's paradise. So let's pile out and start scavenging.
Right. Go. I'll get over here.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, Groove! What about this? This ought to be just a thing for a little bathtub gin, huh?
Forget it. Bathtub gin went out with Vo-Do-De-O-Do and Boop-Boop-A-Doo.
Boop-Boop-A-Doo?
A kid.
Hey, you guys, come over here. Look what we stumbled onto.
Hey, well, what do you know?
Hey, how about that?
It's an old fire engine. Wow, we hit the jackpot. There ought to be enough spare plumbing in this baby to make a dozen still.
Yeah, hey, give me a monkey wrench, will
Wait a minute. Hold it. You guys lost your garbanzos? Why bill us a still when we already got one?
Are you kidding, Groove? Well, I don't get it.
Observe. The king-size tank and the large boiler, All we gotta do is take our own gizmos and coils, put them on the inside, and...
And the Sarmash drippings go round and round and come out here, into the storage tank, and we're back in business!
That's what you think. Groove.
You haven't told us how you expect to get through Lead Bottom's roadblocks to deliver this stuff.
Simple. That's up to you.
Me?
Look, you get this thing running, and we'll have the only still in history offering door-to-door service. Don't spare that paint, Fudge, and don't roll that hose too tight. All I can say, guys, Thomas Alva Edison had nothing on us.
Yeah, four-wheeled speakeasy. Stand back, the booze must go through. Hey, Groove, give it a try down there.
There it is. Grab some. Salute.
Oh, that's great! Great! Groove, it's ingenious.
How's the motor coming, Tink?
Groove, that's all I can do with it. Let's give it a try, shall we?
Start her up.
Air raid! Enemy attack! Air raid! Air raid!
It's the place. Close up shop, quick.
All right, boys, quick, on it now. We'll head for the hills. Save the fire engine. Let's move. Fire engine?
Yeah, so that's all you were hearing? Well, it's no air raid.
She's a real beauty, ain't she?
Yeah, but I thought, well, yeah, it's great. I mean, nifty, but... Hey, now, wait a minute. Haven't you guys gone a little too far this time? I mean, after all, stealing a fire engine.
Relax, Mr. Parker. We didn't steal it. Absolutely not. We found it in San Marcello. Why, sure, it was left for junk. We kind of fixed it up.
She's a real beauty, ain't she?
Well, yeah, it is kind of neat. Well, what are you guys going to do with it?
Do with it? Why, we're going to help protect the town, Mr. Parker. You are now looking at the new Volta Fiore Fire Department.
How about that, Mr. Parker?
Well, it's pretty nice. I mean, heck of a lot better than messing around with that old still, I'll say that.
All right, where is everybody? All right, you eight balls, come out of there.
Hey, Captain, we're right over here, sir. Boy, we got a surprise for you. Wait till you see what the guys... You won't believe it.
You bet I won't. Shut up. I didn't come out here to hear you jabber. I came out here to look for, volunteers.
Volunteers, sir? What for?
For a little civic betterment thing that I've organized. I'm calling it the Excess Disposal Unit of Southern Italy.
Mm-hmm. EDCSI. It's... C. Hey, that's great. What is it?
It's the street cleaning department. It's very nice of you boys to volunteer. Shows a fine spirit, fine spirit.
Street cleaning department? Who volunteered?
Captain, I wasn't cut out to push a broom.
It ain't fair. It's un-American.
Now, wait a minute, sir. I protest. Now, these boys cannot hold down two jobs at once. They're already the Volta Fiore Fire Department, and I see no
I don't
reason...
care what they are. I want them to fall in with the Volta Fiore what?
Fire department. Hey, we were trying to tell you about it before, Captain.
You see, we found this fire engine, sir, and the boys and I...
You found a fire engine? Oh, you finally flipped, haven't you?
Oh, no, sir. Really, that's what I was trying to tell you. The surprise comes right over here. Come on, sir. Just let me show you.
I've heard some pretty ridiculous tales from you racketeers in my day, but to tell me that you found a...
Oh, sir, look at it. It's a beauty. Yeah, it runs like a clock, too.
Yeah, we really fixed her up.
Yeah, of course, it sounds more like a dive bomber than a fire engine, but Tink did a great job.
Here's what it sounds like. This could be the answer to a prayer. The Volta Fiore Fire Department for the benefit of the people. What could be more civic-minded than that?
Well, sir, it's definitely more impressive than a street cleaning department.
And you're great, sir. The boys can't hold down two jobs at one time. All right, firemen, turn in your brooms.
Yippee! You can count on us.
Weren't they 4 hours a day?
Wait a minute.
Oh, what's the...
Stop that. If you think I'd let you pyromaniacs handle my fire engine, then you're out of your minds.
Right. Your fire engine?
I'm confiscating this in the name of civic improvement.
Well, Captain, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's our machine.
We volunteered.
And we've got to go along with it.
You will go along with what I tell you to go along with. I want the peasants, the Volta Fiore, to man this. It'll look better on my record. All right, Elroy. Happy-tuppy.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Don't damage anything.
Oh, no, sir. Here, sir.
PTA and the Chamber of Commerce. Wait till the General sees what I've come up with.
I can't wait.
I've wanted one of these things since I was a kid. Put that man down. He's an officer.
Here we go.
Here we go, Elroy.
Oh, man, are we in for it now?
I'll say with 20 gallons of hooch in that water tank.
Well, 20 gallons of who and the what?
You heard him, Mr. Parker. We built a still in that fire engine. The water tank is loaded to the gunnels with booze.
Where's it? That's what I thought you said. But of course it's,
Thought you were gonna get him.
Well, I thought you had it.
No, 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 and no! Of all the stupid, idiotic, lira-grabbing stunts I've ever seen. And you were supposed to keep an eye on them.
Well, I did. I guess I just blink once too often.
Oh, if Lead Bottom ever finds out what's in that water tank...
It's all right, I'll tell you.
All right, knock it off. We're not dead yet. There's only one way out for you guys. We gotta swipe that fire engine back. That's the only way to get you guys off the hook.
Not to mention the ladder.
Alarma, gracias, Alarm me!
No block the road when the fire department is coming through.
Here comes the chief. Look out below!
Oh, a tremendous effort, man. You've clipped 2 seconds off the old record.
Clip 2 inches off your fat chin. Just shut up. I'm the chief here. You're just a water boy. All right, man. Attenzione. Attenzione. Suck in that gut. You ate too much of pasta. Suck it in. Put your hat on right. That's not the way. It's not a sliding board. It's a fire hat. Where you wear that? What are you doing? Stop that. This isn't an espresso clutch. This is a fire drill. Watch what you're doing, this man. Wipe your face. What have you been eating? Well, Elroy, what do you think of the first volunteer fire department of Voltafiore?
Oh, sir, a magnificent example of your inspired leadership.
Well, I hope General Bronson agrees with you. I've called him, advising him to come down here today and inspect our band of firefighters.
Oh, good.
All right, men, dismiss all.
Dismisso. Now we're in for it.
Oh, the miserable breaks.
He had to invite General Bronson down here.
And if the general ever gets a whiff of that 100-proof fire wagon, it's Arrivederci, Italy, Buongiorno, Portsmouth Prison.
Let's go, Skip. We gotta run that engine out of here.
Are you out of your mind? In broad daylight on the Lead Bottom's nose? Not a chance.
Well, we gotta do something.
You just can't throw in the towel.
I'm too young to start serving time.
I'll argue that. There's one thing we gotta do, fellas. Somehow we gotta drain off all that booze.
Well, Skip, there's over 20 gallons in there. Well, we'd be plastered by the time we got halfway through.
Now, here's the way we'll work it. Giorno. Hey, you boys working hard. How about a nice little bottle of wine to cool off a little bit? On me.
And you?
Sure.
Hey. That's so nice.
Hey. Left, sweep. Double time, sweep. Fire! Alarm! Man the engine!
Oh, no!
Carpenter, what is all the racket about? We already had our fire drill.
But, sir, our call just came in. There's a real fire on the east end of the village.
A real fire? Why didn't you say so? Sound the alarm. Get all the volunteers.
Alarm! Call the volunteers!
Alarm! No, wait a minute, fellas, wait. We haven't to go. And the Arnold.
The chief is coming, gang away!
How do we get the booze now? I don't know, but if they ever try to use the stuff that's in that tank, it'll be the biggest eruption since Vesuvius. There's the captain. Come on.
All right, you volunteers, get on the wagon. Fire, everybody.
Captain, wait a minute now, sir. Look, I've got...
Just a minute. Get out of these. Go, man. There's a big fire on there.
No, but, sir, you
Stop
can't,
that.
sir.
Get your hands off of me. I'm on my way. Condition, Rose. All right, get away from the truck. When the general hears about this, I'll probably get a medal. Right from the truck. Wait right for the chief.
Captain! Captain Binghamton, wait! It's me, Elroy, the assistant fire commissioner.
Maybe we can still stop this town from going up in smoke. Chuck, Christy, come with me. The rest of you guys head back to the base. Come on.
Boys. There's a 4-alarm job if I ever saw one. All right, President, fire stations. Fire stations. Oh,
quick, Binghamton,
General Bronson, I had no idea this was your fire. What an honor this is, General. This is a real honor because, you see, I'm going to squirt out your flames.
Binghamton, knock off the speeches and get to work.
Don't you see what a break it is? You don't have to inspect the brigade. Now you can see them in action for yourself, General. Excuse me, General. Excuse me there. Not the ladder. What are you going to climb to?
Binghamton, forget the ladder.
Put the ladder. You see, they're a little up. Little over-eager. Wait a... Oh, I tell you, it's a crack troop, General.
Well, get them cracked!
Yes, all right, paisans, just like the drill. Let's go. El Squirto, El Hozo. There they go.
Hey, there's the fire. Stop! Oh, no, it's the General's Jeep.
Oh, boy, let's get out of here.
No, wait a minute. We've got to stop him. Come on.
Let's go. Heave-a-ho. Heave-a-ho. There we go, boys.
Binghamton, can't you move any faster?
Oh, yes, we'll have it under control in a jiffy, General. Angelo, start to pump. Luigi, get everything going. Here we go.
No, wait a minute. Hold it, Captain. No, you can't use this equipment, sir. You can't.
Use this. This is my fire department. I'll do anything I
But,
please.
sir, no. Wait a minute. You can't, sir. Come back.
Get your hands off of my hose. That's an order.
But, General, you can't let the captain use this old equipment, sir. Why, if he flips some kind of valve, heaven knows what'll happen, sir.
That's right. And besides, the water in the tank's dirty. It's unsanitary.
Oh, don't let them, General. There are a lot of glory grabbers. They want to put out your fire and grab the glory. That's all.
Well, here, you want to put out the fire? Use this, then.
I don't want that.
There you are, sir. Over. You see that? Even the bucket doesn't work right.
I'm sorry, General. That was his fault. You're sorry.
Will you forget about me and get on with it? My Jeep is burning to the ground.
Turn on the valve.
No, Captain, don't. You can't, Captain, don't. Wait a minute. Get back, everybody. Back. Get away from here. Go on.
Turn on the valve.
No, don't do it. No. Turn the valve. Bingham! What have you done to my Jeep, you numbskull?
I don't know what happened.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. You blew it up. Of all the stupid, ridiculous... Get rid of that so-called fire engine. It's a menace. Yeah, you're so right, sir. Christy, get rid of that fire engine. It's a menace.
Oh, wait a minute. What about my fire department?
Fire department? Pyromaniac ring is more like it. How dare you call this crackpot stunt a civic contribution? How am I going to get out of here? I got the General to use my vehicle, sir. Come.
Why don't you tell the General about your street cleaning committee? Bet you the guys that sold you back your brooms. Did I try your hat on?
No, you can't get out of here.
Hey, come back!
No fire engine? I quit.
Me too.
Oh, wait, boys, don't be fair weather.
Goodbye.
Hey, boys, wait, think of the pension and welfare fund. Why is it me? Why is it always me?
Oh, man, am I stuffed.
Yeah, Foods, that was quite a feast you put on.
Boy, it's like having Thanksgiving 3 months early.
Maybe 3 months early, but still got lots to be thankful for.
Yeah, we're off the hook. And for the last time.
Absolutely. Why, we've learned our lesson. No, you bet, Skip. No more booze, no more stills. We're going strictly legit.
That'll be the day. Well, boys, let's forget everything. Have a nice, peaceful day. Fuji, turn on that nice phonograph, will you?
No, let's keep it peaceful. Let's keep it peaceful, Skip.
You don't want to listen to this crummy old thing.
Besides, all the records are warped.
I'd like to hear some nice after-dinner music. Turn it on, Fuji.
I'll never smile again until I smile blue.
What is that?
He sounds like he's singing in a shower.
Another still. Of all the low down.
Sir. Oh no. Right through the heart. He's been murdered!
What's wrong?
You assassin! Arrest that man! He just murdered the captain!
Me? Oh, no, wait a minute. Carpy, all I did was I just, murdered the captain!
Stop him! Stop that murderer! Arrest that man! He just murdered the captain! After him! Stop that murderer! Don't let him get away!
Hey, what happened?
Oh, it's just terrible that fiend Parker just murdered the captain. Look at him. Oh, look at him. Oh, it was awful. He took deliberate aim with a machine gun. It was ghastly. Oh, my captain, look at him.
Oh, the poor captain. What is it, Skip?
Well, I'll tell you what it is. This is strawberry preserves.
Strawberry preserves?
You mean
not shot.
Captain, wake up, Captain.
Oh, Captain, you're not dead. Oh, good old sir. Good old.
Not dead.
No.
Of course I'm not dead. If I was dead, you think I'd be in the same place with him?
Well, I mean, when Ensign Parker shot that machine gun at you...
That's what happened. He, with a machine gun, where'd he nick me? He got... I'm bleeding. Get it for me. Get it for me.
Wait, hold it, Captain. You're fine. That's only strawberry jam, sir.
Strawberry jam? Are you out of your mind? You think I don't know blood from strawberry... My wife's preserves. He got my wife's preserves. I'm gonna get him for this. I'm gonna get him.
Now, wait a minute, Captain. Don't go blowing your stack. I'm sure there's a very logical explanation to this whole accident.
You can bet your bottom lira there is, that little assassin. He tried to wipe me out, and all he got was my wife's preserves. Now, you call out every MP in this area. I'm gonna get that little assassin if it takes till VE Day.
Oh, boy, what's my mother gonna say? I can just hear her now. My son, the murderer.
That's him! You there! Stop!
He's not in there, Skip. Not a sign of him anywhere, Skip.
He couldn't have gotten too far.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of got a feeling that somehow we're always just missing him. Come on this way.
He's got to be around here somewhere. Try that door.
Oh, boy. Hey, give me that thing. I need it more than you do here. Buy yourself some garlic. Oh, boy. I can't go on. A murderer. Gotta run for the rest of my life. Oh, boy.
Well, we'll just have to keep looking for him. After all, this is Army country. Any joker, dressed as an ensign, has got to stick out like a sore thumb.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now, let's go.
Prospero vento, Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia.
Oh, boy. Well, what's petty theft or murder?
Of all the...
Wanted, dead or alive?
That Binghamton must be kidding.
Mr. Park hasn't got a chance with these things all over town.
It'll be shoot first and ask questions later.
Yeah, well, not if I have anything to say about it. Before I let Binghamton declare open season on Mr. Parker, I'm going to do a little shooting myself. Come on, Groob. You guys wait here. Dead or alive? Well, they're liable to shoot him just to get the reward.
Well, then that'll be the best money I ever spent. Now, get out of here, McHale. Scram. Just scram.
Oh, Captain, I've got the most wonderful news. This MP just told me they've brought in Ensign Parker.
Is he alive?
Now, with him, who could tell? Where is he?
He's outside in the Jeep, sir.
Hey, Steve, bring in Ensign Parker.
Oh, this is my finest hour, McHale. 38 years of clean living, finally rewarded.
That's Ensign Parker?
I ought to have you bird brains tossed in the brig for arresting the wrong man. This officer could sue you for a thing like... An earring? He's wearing an... What outfit are you with?
Ma questo è un insulto! Insulto! Perché mi ha portato qui? Perché, imbecille? Perché mi ha portato qui?
Who's the jabbering about? What is that?
He's a gypsy, sir.
A gypsy? Are they drafting them?
Oh, no, not them. You see...
All I say is that the man is out of uniform. You're a disgrace wearing jewelry. How dare you strike me? I'm the military governor here. If a thing like that happens again, you'll grab him.
Non mi porta chi è lei, non mi porta un corno! E per piacere non mi tocchi i irocchini!
I think we've got the wrong man, but I'll bet that's the right uniform. I am certain that's Ensign Parker's.
I believe you're right, Elroy. That's just... Ask him where he got it.
I don't speak Italian, sir.
But I do, sir. I do. Allow me.
Let me get it.
Now, senti. Dove hai pigliato questa camicia e I pantaloni, eh?
Oh, i vestiti, un mamalucco. Un mamalucco, ho rubato tutti I miei vestiti mentre io facevo il bagno.
Dove?
Sulla strada a nord, 5 chilometri di qui. 5, sì.
What did he say? Wow.
He said, sir, that someone took all his clothes while he was taking a bath 10 kilometers from here on the South Road.
On the South Road. And we know who that someone was, don't we? All right, you two goofballs, take this other goofball to the pokey. I'll need him as a witness.
Come on, go down there.
Carpenter, quit directing traffic. Get my Jeep.
Yes, sir.
Catch that killer ensign before somebody else does. And McHale, get out of my way.
Oh, yes, sir.
Hey, Steve. Are you cracking up? Telling old Itchy Finger where to find Mr. Parker.
Are you kidding? Sure, I told him to find Mr. Parker on the South Road 10 kilometers from here, right?
Right.
But Mr. Parker isn't there. Mr. Parker's on the North Road 5 kilometers from here.
That's my skipper.
Benvenuti, welcome. Well, what can I do for you?
We're looking for a short, bald, pot-belly ensign.
An insignone?
Yeah.
Sorry, we are a very poor little tribe. We no can afford to have an insignone.
Well, this is what he looks like. I'll just post this over here, and if you see him, you just let us know.
Hello.
What you doing under there?
I just looking for my other earring. Well, time to dance. Everybody, musica.
Sorry.
Well, Chief, that's our baby. Just remember, he's dangerous.
Don't worry. For 1,000 lire, nobody is dangerous.
He's the one! He's him! Luigi, Antonio, come on, quick, hurry up! And now it's you, Parker. Oh, we're gonna have a nice little talk.
Yeah, well, I don't think that...
1,000 lire.
Pardon me.
Stop him! Get him! He's doing 1,000 lire!
Hey, Skip, a look! It's Mr. Parker! That mother gypsies is chasing him.
With knives, shit! Hey, Chuck! Come on, get this thing going straight! Hurry up! Go! Hey!
Are you all right, Mr. Parker?
Boy, are we glad to see you.
We've been looking everywhere for you.
Oh, thanks a lot, you guys, but you shouldn't have done it. I'm a fugitive from justice. You're gonna get in trouble for this.
Well, now, what did you expect us to do? Leave you to that pack of bounty hunters?
Oh, boy, I don't understand it, Skip. I had a happy childhood. I loved my mother. I wasn't even mad at Binghamton when I killed him. Skip, where'd I go wrong?
Maybe because you never learned how to aim a machine gun. You missed him by a mile.
Now, wait a minute. I'm telling you guys it was an accident. These kids were... I missed him. You mean I didn't kill him?
That's right.
He's alive and kicking.
Alive and kicking? Well, if I didn't kill him, then I'm not a murderer. I'm just a regular all-American boy. Hey, boy. Hey, wait a minute. If I didn't kill him, why is everybody after me?
Because the charge is attempted murder. Now, we gotta hide you out until we get you off the hook. So come on, let's make tracks out of here. Let's go.
What are we gonna do, Skip?
I'm thinking.
Hey, Skip, I got an idea. Look, why don't you turn me in and get the reward? Why, for 1,000 lire, you could get a pretty good lawyer.
Cut it out, will you, Chuck? We're not gonna turn you in, and that's that. Look, why don't you get on that periscope there and keep a sharp lookout while we do some thinking?
Got a wild goose chase, Willie. I'll show that McHale. He's probably got that baby-faced butcher hidden around the base somewhere. Find that menace, Parker, and have him put away if it's the last thing Periscope and a tree? With my glasses. It's a periscope and a tree.
Hi, Captain. Hey! It's Binghamton! Binghamton's here!
Ah, trying to get away. Now, you come back here. That's an order. Come back here.
How far away is he?
Huh? He's right here. I looked right in his eye. Oh, boy, I think he hit something.
Here, let me have it.
Oh, brother, I'll say you hit something. It's lead bottom, flat on his back. Come on, let's go.
Boy, I better really kill him this time.
Oh, brother.
Look at him.
Oh, boy, now I'm really in trouble. I killed him twice.
Oh, no, he's just out cold. And from the size of that bump on his chin, he's going to be hearing the birdies sing for quite a while.
Oh, thank goodness. Gosh, maybe I really am a menace.
Come on, Skip, what are we waiting for?
Let's get lead bottom out of here.
And then what? Look, when Binghamton comes to, he's going to want to know about that scope. And when he does, boy.
He'll blow the whistle.
This place will be crawling with MPs.
They'll find our wine cellar for sure.
Yeah, it'll be goodbye, Charlie Parker.
All right. You ape, stop singing the blues. We got to come up with something to tell Binghamton when he comes to. The question is what?
Maybe we can con him into thinking he saw an enemy sub.
On dry land? Brilliant.
stink. You're a regular quiz kid. Come on, will you stop coming up with those cockamamie ideas? Wait a minute. Think maybe you got something there.
Skip, I was only kidding. I mean, a land submarine?
No. I'm not talking about land submarine. I'm talking about a real submarine. A German U-boat.
German U-boat?
What are you talking about? Go. The suspense is murder.
Please, do you have to use that word?
Supposing we tell Leadbottom that Mr. Parker actually saved his life. Well, then he'd never press charges for attempted murder, now would he?
Never.
Not a chance.
Okay, how do we fake a thing like that?
Oh, now, come on, look, we're just wasting time. Look, I'll explain it on the way while you guys lug Leadbottom down to the 73. Easy does it.
Hey, Skip, he's coming too.
All right. Christy, keep a sharp lookout, will you?
All right, Skip.
All set. All right, now look, boys. Play it up to the hilt, but don't overdo it, or we'll blow the whole deal. All right, take your places.
Oh, my head. Oh, my head. Where am I? Where?
The security's attacking gun.
Jawohl, Herr Leutnant.
Preparen Sie die Torpedoschlagen!
Who are all you people? Why am I tied up like this? Put on the lights. Where am I?
Herr Kapitan. You are aboard the pride of the Führer's Unterseebootenfleet. The famed Unterseebooten 1, 2, 3. Siegel!
I'll tell you, you're all Germans, and I'm on a submarine? Oh, I don't believe it.
Alles ist ready to dive in, Herr Kapitan.
Alles los, Mr. Ballast Tanker einkantern.
Preparen Sie to submergen! Preparen Sie to submergen!
Oh, no, wait, no submersion, please. My ears even pop in the shower. I can't. Let me go.
We cannot let you go, Schwein. You have seen too much.
Yeah, like the secret weapon we was testing in the woods, Dalton.
The land periscope.
Land periscope? What land periscope?
The one that was hidden in the tree.
Oh, no. I didn't see that one. No. That looked like an ordinary tree to me with an eyeball in it.
Quiet! Prepare to submersion! Closing the action!
Closing.
Yeah, don't close the hatchet. Don't dive. No.
Quiet! And sit down next to the other prisoner.
You mean there are two of us?
Jules! Make me the marking order!
Captain, it's me, Ensign Parker.
Ensign Parker. Oh, you little swine, you little assassin. This is where you've been hiding out. You sold out to the enemy, didn't you?
Nay, I was captured in the woods just like you. They got me all tied up. I got a blindfold on and a gag.
Gag? How can you talk?
It's hard.
I'm glad they didn't do that to me.
Alles ist ready. Könnt ihr diven, Herr Kapitän?
Oh, ja, das ist gut. Making me to dive in for the Unterseebooten under the Wasser. Get diving.
Oh, no. No. Don't go down with me aboard. No.
Sein, Fathom Dorton.
Sign, Fathom Dorton.
Oh, I hope they didn't leave any portholes open.
Swansea, Fathom Dorton.
Swansea, Fathom Dorton.
No.
Dreizig, Fathom Dorton.
Dreizig, Fathom Dorton.
Oh, boy, hang on. We're really diving now.
Get up, Fathom Dorton. Ah, mein Kapitan. Now you can relax and have a wonderful trip with us. Provided, of course, there is no trouble.
Achtung! Enemy Booten! Bearing 2, 3, 1!
Open the periscope!
What's happening? What's going on?
Himmel! Ein amerikanischer Torpedoboten mit the number 73!
Hey, you hear that? It's our boys, 7Z3s. They've come to save us. Okay, McHale, give them the old depth charge attack.
Depth charge, you boob. You want to get us killed? McHale, no depth charge. That's an order. McHale, it's me down here. It's your beloved captain.
Ein Hit!
Ist das nicht sinken, Dalton?
Ach, wir geschrubben der Liken!
Liegen Sie!
Oh, I feel it. Miguel finally did it to me.
Abandon Tag der U-Booten! Blow out the ballast tanken! Schnell, schnell!
Achtung! We made it, Herr Kapitän.
Ah, gut. Abandon the U-Booten! Open the hatchen!
No, come back here. Wait a minute. Prisoners and women first. They're leaving us to drown like rats.
Oh, no, they're not. I think I'm getting my ropes loose. There, my hands are out. See? Feel my hands?
Yeah.
Now I'm getting my blindfold off. There. Ha-ha. Well, so long, Captain. It's been nice knowing you.
So long. Wait a minute. What do you mean, so long, you boob? I mean, Chucky! Don't leave your dear old captain. Save me.
I'm over here. Now, why should I save you? I just have to go back and face a murder rap.
A murderer? Whoever gave you an idea like that, boy? That was just a little joke. Funny little joke. Oh, no, who'd press charges against a dear boy like you? Huh?
You mean that?
Oh, I mean it. Just now untie me and take my blindfold off.
Well, there's no time to get your blindfold off. I mean,
it's time to
after
get
all,
me
we
loose.
got haul anchor while the hauling's good.
No, get this.
Another leak.
Oh, another leak. If it's time to get the rope cut, why don't you get the blindfold?
Don't worry about it.
All right, wait a minute. Ow. This way. Pardon me, madam. Who is it?
Abandon the harassment, Americana! Stop the U-boat! Abandon the Americana! Here. Stop the Out! Hey!
Here you go, sir.
Who are those people helping me?
Well, I made friends with a couple of them.
No, they're not all bad.
You're right. Okay, we gotta get out of here, sir.
All right.
I'll roll. Keep moving.
I got my hands free. I'll get the blindfold.
No,
up.
don't touch it, sir. It may be poison.
How have I heard of a
Just
poison?
roll. Just roll. Keep rolling. They're after us. Keep
I can't roll without this blindfold.
Don't take it off. They're shooting.
Who hit me?
They're shooting. Boy, that was close. Keep going. Look, Captain, it's a 73.
Over here! Hi, it's us! We're coming, Captain. We'll save you. Take it easy. Get him aboard.
Here you go, Captain.
Easy does it, Captain. We've got you.
Here we go, Captain. Yes, sir.
Oh, bless you, Clinton, my boy. Bless you. You'll never know what I've been through. Never.
Well, I can just imagine, sir.
The Maverick of Azure Sector. Chapter 1. The Garter Belt Crisis. The humidity in the Azure Sector was thick enough to chew. A tropical cocktail of sea salt, jet fuel, and the impending sense of a nervous breakdown. Director Barnaby, the bluster Blythe, sat behind his obsidian desk in the command center of Base Nebula, his face a shade of purple usually reserved for poisoned tropical fruit. Garter belts, Pippin. I said garter belts. Blythe's voice cracked, echoing off the high-tech steel walls. Lieutenant Percy Puddles Pippin, a man whose uniform always seemed 2 sizes too large and whose spirit was perpetually dampened by his own clumsiness, stood at trembling attention. Sir, the supply manifests are complicated. We're in the middle of a sector-wide skirmish, and the Priority 1 shipments are usually reserved for plasma cells and rations. I don't care about plasma cells, Blythe shrieked. The medical staff, the elite cyber nurses, have sent a formal grievance to the Sector High Command. They say their hosiery is slipping during emergency surgeries. If the nurses need garter belts, Pippin, you snap to it. You shake a leg. You know what I mean. Blythe collapsed into his chair, clutching his stomach. What a war. Everything is on my shoulders. I am the commanding officer of the most strategic outpost in the Neo-Caribbean, and I am essentially a haberdasher for the surgical ward. Suddenly, his second-in-command, Agent Curtis Cringe Collins, burst into the room. I just got a priority transmission from a contact at Central Intelligence. General Irongood Gasket is arriving today on a sneak inspection. Blythe's eyes bulged. Gasket? Irongood Gasket? The man who demoted a colonel for having a dusty epaulette? Oh no, not today. Look at this place. The petty officer's lounge smells like fermented mangoes, and the sinks in the VIP suite are backing up with green slime. The desk comm buzzed. Blythe slapped it. Yes, this is Director Blythe. Who did you expect? Tokyo Rose? A garbled voice came through. Sir, the sinks at the officers' club are overflowing again. There's a backup in the nanobot filtration system. So what do you expect me to do? Blythe roared. I'm the director, not a plumber. My stomach acid could start a fusion reactor. Pippin, get me my pills. Not the blue ones, the red ones. No, the purple ones for the indigestion. As Blythe swallowed a handful of tablets, a devious, desperate light flickered in his eyes. He looked at the chaos of his office and the looming threat of the general. Wait a minute, Blythe whispered, a smile creeping across his face like a predator in the undergrowth. If I were incapacitated, if I were truly, terribly ill, someone else would have to face the general. I could appoint an acting base commander. Cringe Collins nodded vigorously. Absolutely brilliant, sir. You look... well, you look sort of sick already. I do, don't I? Blythe stood up and suddenly swooned, clutching a decorative holographic globe. Not you, Cringe. I'm appointing Maverick, Commander Mac Maverick, and his gang of cutthroats from the Stella Skiff 73. I'll put them in charge. They'll run wild, throw a party, and destroy their careers right in front of General Gasket. It'll be a massacre. A beautiful, career-ending massacre. Quick, Collins, call the medic. Hurry, I'm fading. I'm paying the supreme price for my service. Blythe draped himself over his desk, groaning with a theatricality that would have made a Shakespearean actor blush. Chapter 2. The happiest illness of my life. Commander Mac Maverick was a man who wore his command like a loose Hawaiian shirt. Casual, breezy, and slightly offensive to traditionalists. When he was summoned to the director's deathbed, he arrived with his crew, the giant, gentle mechanic Gully, the fast-talking gambler Ace, and the perpetually nervous Pippin. What's the word, Director? Maverick asked, leaning over the supposedly dying Blythe. You look like you swallowed a bad oyster. It's bad, Maverick. Blythe wheezed from his silk pillows. The medics are baffled. They're running tests, but in the meantime, the base needs a leader. I'm appointing you, Mac. Acting base commander. Maverick blinked. Me? Sir, I'm a saltwater skipper. I'm no good behind a desk. I'd probably accidentally declare war on a resort island. I've already made up my mind. Blythe groaned, secretly ecstatic. And I'm appointing your Lieutenant Pippin here as the acting executive officer. Pippin's eyes lit up. Oh boy, did you hear that, Skipper? I'm the exec. I'm finally an officer with actual responsibilities. Go, Blythe commanded, waving a weak hand. Take command this minute. That's an order. As Maverick and his crew filed out, Blythe sat up and chuckled. This is going to be the happiest illness of my life. Back at the command center, Maverick found himself inundated. The comms were screaming. Commander, the sinks are still plugged. Commander, we found a crate of contraband garter belts. Commander, there's a radar blip approaching Sector 4. Everyone shut up, Maverick yelled, rubbing his temples. Pippin, handle the garter belts. Gully, fix the sinks. I'll check the radar. Pippin grabbed the headset. Executive Officer Pippin here. Yes, I authorized the construction of the new firing range. What? It's in the middle of the mess hall? Well, tell the cooks to keep their heads down. Meanwhile, the crew of the skiff 73 was already seeing the benefits of their new power. Ace had organized a cultural exchange festival in the air raid bunker, featuring contraband synthetic nectar and several dancers who were definitely not authorized personnel. The skipper said full speed ahead, right? Ace asked the crew. That means the party is a go. Open up shop, boys. We're making enough credits to retire by sunset. But the party was short-lived. A frantic Maverick burst in. General Gasket's shuttle just touched down. He's on his way here for a sneak inspection. Iron Gut Gasket is going to see this orgy and have us all executed. Hide them, Maverick commanded. Get the girls and the nectar into the bunker. I'll steer the general toward the laundry facilities. Chapter 3. The General and the Ghost of a Party. General Gasket was a man carved out of granite and spite. Where's Director Blythe? Gasket barked, his eyes scanning for the slightest imperfection. He's indisposed, sir, Maverick said. standing as straight as his casual nature allowed. Acting Base Commander Maverick at your service. And this is my executive officer, Lieutenant Pippin. Gasket stared at the flower lei. Pippin had forgotten to remove from his neck. What the devil is that thing, Lieutenant? Is it a regulation neckwear? It's an old native custom, sir, Pippin squeaked. Welcome ashore. Or, welcome to the platform, sir. Let's get down to business, Gasket growled. I want to see the readiness of this outpost. I heard Blythe was in the medical bay. I'll pay my respects, and then we begin the inspection. In the medical bay, Blythe was tucked under his covers, waiting for the explosion. When the general entered, Blythe put on his best Dying Swan performance. General. It's a tragedy, Blythe whispered. But you must go to the bunker, sir. You won't believe what Maverick is doing while I'm here at death's door. The bunker? Maverick cut in smoothly. Oh, it's just a standard storage facility, sir. Nothing fancy, not even carpets. He's lying, Blythe shouted, throwing off his covers. They've got hula girls in the bunker. I saw them with my own eyes. Director, Maverick said, with a pitying look, you're delirious. General, the stress of command has clearly fractured his mind. He's seeing hula girls everywhere. Gasket looked at Blythe, who was now standing on his bed in his pajamas. Binghamton, you're in your underwear. You look like a madman. Lieutenant, get the director a sedative and get him back to bed. Maverick, let's continue. But the girls. The nectar, Blythe screamed as he was wrestled back into bed by the medics. The inspection was a disaster for Blythe and a miracle for Maverick. Every time Gasket looked for a violation, Maverick's crew had moved it 5 minutes prior. The hula girls were disguised as a fire drill unit, and the nectar was labeled as hydraulic fluid. By the end of the day, Gasket was impressed. Maverick, you run a tight ship. And as for you, Blythe, I think you've been under combat fatigue for too long. A long rest is what you need. In fact, I'm ordering you to take a month-long sabbatical at a recovery ward. No, Blythe wailed. It was a frame-up. They gassed me. They... Goodbye, Director, Maverick said, waving a hand. Enjoy the sun-drenched sands of the recovery ward. We'll handle things here. Chapter 4. The Archduke of Etheria. A few weeks later, Blythe was back, his blood pressure higher than ever. He was determined to regain his prestige. The opportunity arrived in the form of a diplomatic mission. The Archduke of Etheria is visiting, Blythe announced to his staff. He's a royal ally, and he's bringing his 3 daughters, the princesses. The general wants us to go all out. 100% order. If Maverick so much as breathes near them, I'll have him court-martialed. Maverick and the skiff 73 were sent on a rescue mission to pick up the Archduke after his shuttle had engine trouble near a remote volcanic island. Greetings, Your Highness, Maverick said, bowing to the tall, regal man in gilded robes. I am Commander Maverick. We're here to transport you to Base Nebula. Thank you, the Archduke said, his voice deep and suspicious. But I must be sure my cargo, my daughters, are safe. They are the most valuable possessions in my kingdom. Out stepped 3 breathtaking women, draped in silks and jewels. Ace, Maverick's torpedo man, let out a low whistle. Wowie, wow wow. The Archduke's hand went to the hilt of a ceremonial dagger. The next man who dares to debase the dignity of the princesses will answer to me. Maverick quickly stepped in. Forgive him, Highness. In our country, wowie is a ceremonial greeting. It's like saying, may your ancestors be honored. 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 Wowie, wow, wow, Gully repeated solemnly, bowing low. The boat ride back was tense, until the Archduke noticed the controls. Rather an interesting craft, Commander. If my country had a navy, I would certainly include a fleet of these. May I drive it? Highness, please, Maverick said, stepping aside. It's quite relaxing. Just keep it pointed at that star. The Archduke took the wheel and immediately sent the skiff 73 into a series of jagged zigzags. Pippin turned green. I wouldn't touch that lever, sir. Oh, dear. When they finally docked at Base Nebula, Blythe was waiting in his dress whites, looking like a giant marshmallow. Highness. Welcome. I have prepared a grand dinner in your honor. Thank you, Director, the Archduke said. But your Commander Maverick is a fine host. He let me pilot the vessel. He is a very efficient officer. Blythe's smile twitched. Yes, isn't he? We're very proud of him. Now, if the princesses will accompany me to their quarters. That evening, the dinner was a comedy of errors. Ace had managed to sneak away for a secret meeting with the youngest princess, Ciri. In his absence, Maverick had to fill the seat at the royal table. Where are my daughters? The Archduke asked, looking at the empty chairs. They are still dressing, sir, Blythe said, sweating. Maverick produced a long, ornate pipe filled with what he claimed was herbal essence. In reality, it was a potent local tobacco that could knock out a rhino. Blythe took a massive puff and immediately started giggling. Director? Maverick asked, suppressing a smirk. Are you all right? I feel like a chicken, Blythe whispered, his eyes glassing over. Wowie. Wow. Wow. Suddenly, Ace appeared, leading 2 of the princesses. But the third was suspiciously tall and had a 5 o'clock shadow. It was Pippin in a wig and silk robes. Highness, Ace said smoothly, your daughters have prepared a traditional dance for you. The princesses began to sway. Pippin, struggling with his veil, accidentally tripped over his own hem and fell into a tureen of soup. Stop this madness, the Archduke roared, standing up. That is not my daughter. That is a man in a dress. Blythe, still high on the tobacco, pointed at Pippin. You phony Balinese boni, you're under arrest. The Archduke was furious. I will report this outrage to the Central High Command. We are leaving. Come, daughters. As the royals marched away, Blythe collapsed into his chair. Why me? Why is it always me? Chapter 5. The Laughing Gas and the Fitness Board. The Archduke's departure left a dark cloud over Base Nebula. Blythe was looking for a scapegoat, and he found one in Pippin. I'm convening a fitness board, Blythe told Maverick. I'm going to have Pippin broken down to a seaman 2nd class. He's a disgrace. He torpedoed a garbage scow. He dressed as a princess. He's finished. Maverick knew he had to save his friend. We need to get Blythe in a good mood. We need to jolly him up. The crew's plan was desperate. Maverick had just come from the base dentist, where he'd been given nitrous oxide for a wisdom tooth extraction. He'd arrived back at the boat, in a fit of hysterical laughter. That's it, Ace shouted. Laughing gas. If we can get Blythe to inhale a tank of that stuff before the hearing, he'll be so happy he'll promote Pippin to admiral. The crew snuck a tank of medical-grade nitrous into the ventilation system of Blythe's office. When Blythe sat down to review Pippin's record, Maverick and the crew accidentally sprayed a bouquet of goldenrod flowers near the intake, knowing Blythe was allergic and would breathe deeply. Breathe deeply, Director, Maverick said, fanning the air. Clear your lungs. Blythe took a huge breath, and suddenly the world changed. The grim office became a playground of color. He looked at Pippin's record. Yeah, July 16th, Blythe read, giggling. He shot down a target plane. Oh, that's rich. And look here, he torpedoed a garbage scow because he thought it was a nip sub camouflaged with potato peels. Ha ha ha, potato peels. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Agent Collins entered. Sir, you called? Collins, you dummy. Blythe laughed, slapping his desk. Go to the comms and cancel the fitness board. Pippin is a riot. He's a genius. I love him. But sir, Collins stammered, you said he was a nincompoop and a thieving hyena. I was joking. Blythe shrieked with laughter. I'm Bingy Winky and he's Chucky Wucky. Now move your fat little legs and cancel that board. But the gas was wearing off. By the time Admiral Shoemaker arrived to oversee the board, Blythe was coming down from his high. Admiral, Blythe said, his head pounding. Thank heavens you're here. We have to get rid of this imbecile Parker. Wait a minute, Shoemaker said, looking confused. I just got a cancellation notice signed by you. A what? Blythe's face went purple again. I never signed. McHale, you did this. Suddenly, a real air raid siren blared. A rogue drone was approaching the sector. Pippin, still terrified and confused, accidentally sat on the firing trigger of the base's automated defense turret. Boom! A single shot fired. It hit the drone's fuel core, causing a spectacular explosion in the sky. Admiral Shoemaker was speechless. Magnificent. He stood laughing in the face of death and took out a high-speed drone with a single, unaimed shot. That boy was born to be a combat officer. It was a fluke, Blythe screamed. He was trying to scratch his back on the joystick. Nonsense. Blythe, Shoemaker said. You should be proud. And you were dancing on your desk earlier, weren't you? It's clear the stress is getting to you. Maverick, take the director back to the medical bay. I'm giving Pippin a commendation. Chapter 6. The Great Payroll Heist. The final straw for Director Blythe came when the base payroll arrived $62,000 in unmarked, small-denomination credits. I'm sending Maverick to pick it up, Blythe told Collins. And I've leaked the route to the local gangs. If Maverick loses the payroll, he's finished. No more flukes. No more commendations. He'll go to prison for 100 years. Maverick and Pippin picked up the credits in a heavy canvas bag. On their way back through the luxury sector of the Azure Archipelago, they were ambushed, not by gangs, but by a beautiful woman in a green dress. Help me, she cried. My cat is stuck in that high-voltage turbine. Pippin, ever the gentleman, rushed to help. He was promptly hit with a stun baton. When he woke up, the girl, the bag, and his gun belt were gone. Skip, Pippin moaned. I lost the payroll. All 62,000 credits. Don't worry, Maverick said, his jaw set. We've got a clue. You said she had a birthmark on her right ankle? A little brown heart? The crew spent the next 6 hours scouring every nightclub and cafe in the sector. Nothing, Skip, Ace reported. I've seen 1,000 ankles, but not one heart. Suddenly, they spotted something in a dark alley near the racetrack. It wasn't the girl. It was a cybercroc, a local predator with metallic scales and a very bad attitude, and it had a canvas bag in its mouth. Sydney, Pippin cried. He had named the creature after a cousin. He's got the payroll. Sydney, give it here, boy. The cybercroc growled, its eyes glowing red. It backed into a drainage pipe, still clutching the bag. 9. Yes, 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 yes. We're trapped, Gooley said. The court-martial starts in 10 minutes. Blythe is already there with the admiral, rubbing his hands together. We can't get the bug out of the croc's mouth, Maverick realized. But we can take the croc to the court-martial. Inside the courtroom, Blythe was in his glory. Gentlemen, the evidence is clear. Commander Maverick and his crew have absconded with the payroll. I found Maverick's ID card in a drainage ditch. I object, Pippin shouted, representing himself. The payroll was stolen by a beautiful woman with a heart on her ankle, and then restolen by an alligator with an unhappy childhood. Order, the judge advocate yelled. This is the most ridiculous defense I've ever heard. Just then, the doors burst open. Maverick and Gully wheeled in a massive, ancient ceremonial cannon they had borrowed from the base museum. Inside the barrel, they had stuffed the cybercroc. We have new evidence, Maverick announced. Get that thing out of here, Blythe shrieked. Wait, the admiral said, intrigued. Let's see it. Maverick lit the fuse. The cannon roared, not with a shell, but with a massive puff of smoke and a very angry cybercroc that went flying across the courtroom, landing directly on Blythe's lap. The croc, startled, opened its mouth. The canvas bag fell out, and $62,000 in credits rained down like confetti. There's your money, Director, Maverick shouted over the chaos. And look, the bag is marked with the initials of the local smuggling ring. They must have stashed it in the cannon. And Sydney here retrieved it. He's lying, Blythe screamed, pinned under the metallic predator. The admiral looked at the marked bills and the heroically brave crew. Director, this is the second time Maverick has saved this base while you were screaming about phonies. I've seen enough. He turned to Maverick. Commander, as for the director, I think it's time he was transferred to a desk job in the Antarctic sector. Somewhere with very few hula girls and no alligators. Antarctica? Blythe wailed. But it's cold. My stomach acid can't handle the cold. As the MPs led Blythe away, Maverick and his crew gathered on the deck of the skiff 73. Pippin was feeding Sydney a peanut butter sandwich. You know, Skip, Pippin said, smiling. I think we're finally going to have some peace and quiet around here. Maverick looked out at the turquoise waters of the Azure sector and laughed. Don't count on it, Paddles. I just heard the new director is a woman who hates Hawaiian shirts. Let's go get some nectar. Wowie, wow, wow, Gully sighed. And as the sun set over Base Nebula, the stellar skiff 73 disappeared into the horizon, ready for the next glorious, chaotic disaster. The Chronicles of Port, Pandemonium, a novel of nautical nonsense and global skirmishing. Prologue. The Acid of Admiralty. Major Barnaby Iron Stomach Bluster was a man whose internal chemistry could effectively power a mid-sized steam engine. As the commanding officer of Port Pandemonium, a humid, mosquito-infested spit of sand in the Sapphire Sea, his primary enemies were not the distant hostile fleet, but rather his own rising bile, and a captain named Silas Sly Sterling. Bluster sat behind a desk that groaned under the weight of requisition forms for things that had no business being in a war zone. At this very moment, he was staring at a frantic request for 6 dozen lace-trimmed garter belts. Garter belts! Bluster shrieked, his voice hitting a register that caused the local seagulls to fall out of the sky. Sterling, you are the supply officer of this wretched rock. If the nurses need structural hosiery, you snap to it. You shake a leg. You. Oh, you know what I mean. He slumped back, clutching a bottle of white pills that promised to soothe a stomach currently feeling like it was hosting a miniature volcano. What a war, he moaned to his loyal, if dim-witted, adjutant, Lieutenant Elroy Poodle Pringle. Everything is on my shoulders. Sinks are backing up at the Petty Officers Club, the local monkeys are stealing our ammo, and now this. Sir, Pringle whispered, looking terrified. I just got a message from the front line. General Hammerhead Higgins is arriving today on a sneak inspection. Bluster's face turned the color of an overripe eggplant. Hammerhead Higgins? The man who court-martialed his own shadow for not keeping pace? He's coming here? Today? Do you realize what a mess this place is in? It's not a military base, Pringle. It's a tropical resort for Sterling's band of pirates. The telephone rang. Bluster snatched it up. Hello. Yes, this is Major Bluster. Who did you expect to find? Tokyo Rose? The sinks are backing up? So what? I'm the commanding officer, not a plumber. My stomach acid could start a tractor. Goodbye. He slammed the phone down and turned to Pringle with a wild, desperate glint in his eye. Wait a minute. If I was sick, truly, medically incapacitated, I could appoint an acting commander, someone to face the general's wrath while I hide in the infirmary. Someone like Silas Sterling. Pringle blinked. But sir, Captain Sterling and his rogue squad will run wild. They'll destroy the base. Exactly. Terribly, sir. Like a dying toad. Call the medics. Hurry. I think I'm going to faint. Chapter 1. The Accidental Admiral. Captain Silas Sly Sterling was currently supervising a high-stakes game of tropical poker where the currency was fermented, coconut juice, and canned ham when the summons arrived. He marched into the infirmary to find Bluster draped across a bed like a tragic opera singer. Oh, Silas, Bluster wheezed, his eyes rolling dramatically. The medics, they don't know how long I'll be. I'm in bad shape. I need an acting base commander. I was going to ask Pringle, but he's a boob. A total boob. Well, sir, Sterling said, suppressing a grin. We'll give Lieutenant Pringle all the help we... No, Silas. I'm appointing you. Bluster gasped. And for an executive officer, I'm giving you Lieutenant Percival Pudge Plum. Pudge Plum, a man whose primary relationship with gravity was one of constant defeat, beamed with pride. Oh boy, did you hear that, Sly? I'm an exec. You'll never regret this, Major. Bluster closed his eyes, pretending to lose consciousness. As soon as they left, Bluster sat up and grinned. Pringo, get the popcorn. This is going to be the happiest illness of my life. Back at the headquarters, Sterling and Pudge found themselves in a whirlwind of administrative insanity. Within 10 minutes, the phones were ringing off the hook. Executive Officer Plum here. A crew member named Sharky walked in, holding a box of the infamous garter belts. Good news, sir. We found the hosiery. The nurses were threatening to strike. Get those to the quarters right away, Pudge ordered. And someone tell the construction crew that if they're building the new mess hall, keep their heads down. The rifle range is currently active. Sterling rubbed his temples. Pudge, we have a problem. Radar just picked up a bogey. Track it and identify. Just then, a local scout named Goggles burst in. Hey, Skip, since you're the big boss now, the boys want to know if we can throw a little shindig, a luau. We can rake in a pile of dough. Sterling, distracted by a dozen different crises, waved him off. Full speed ahead. Goggles, whatever keeps the morale up, just keep it quiet. You got it, Skip. To the moon, Goggles ran back to the barracks. We're in business. While Sterling was buried in supply manifests, the back end of Port Pandemonium was being transformed into a neon-lit carnival of tropical excess. Chapter 2. The Archduke and the Three Princesses. The chaos was interrupted by an urgent dispatch. A local royal, Archduke Karim of the nearby Emerald Isles, had been forced to make an emergency landing near Port Pandemonium. He was traveling with his 3 daughters, and General Higgins wanted them treated with the utmost diplomatic grace. Sterling and the rogue squad met them at the beach. The Archduke was a towering man, with a beard that looked like it required its own zip code. His daughters were veiled and silent, followed by a mountain of luggage. Greetings, Your Highness, Sterling said, bowing low. I am Karim, the Archduke boomed. Are these men to be trusted with a priceless cargo? Wowie, wow, wow, Pudge Plum exclaimed, staring at the sheer volume of royal silk. The Archduke's eyes narrowed. What is this wowie? Sterling stepped in quickly. It's a traditional greeting, sir. In our country, it means we are humbled by your radiance. Wowie, wow, wow. Karim grunted. Very well. Do not debase the dignity of the princesses, or you shall answer to me. The Archduke was particularly fascinated by Sterling's patrol boat, the S. Shenanigan. Rather an interesting craft. If my country had a navy, I would include a fleet of these. Would you like to steer, sir? Sterling offered, desperate to keep the man happy. The Archduke took the wheel and immediately nearly capsized the boat. Amusing, quite relaxing, when they reached the main base. Major Bluster, who had recovered miraculously upon hearing about the royal guests, was waiting on the pier. He wanted to steal the credit for the rescue. Allez la nay, Major Bluster. Greetings, O exalted ruler, Bluster shouted. I am Major Bluster. I trust Silas here didn't bore you with his incompetence? On the contrary, the Archduke said. Commander Sterling is a very efficient officer. He even invited me to a big dinner tonight. Bluster's jaw dropped. A dinner? I should be hosting the dinner? You're invited too, Major, Sterling said with a wink. But the Archduke insists on a performance. A traditional dance. Bluster's eyes lit up. A dance? Excellent! I'll arrange everything. It'll be 100% in order. However, there was a problem. One of the princesses, the rebellious Princess Siri, had snuck off with Sharky for a midnight boat ride. When it came time for the dinner, she was missing. Sterling. Where is the third daughter? The Archduke demanded. Sterling looked at Pudge. Pudge looked at the ceiling. They had to act fast. Sharky had managed to get the princess back to the island, but the engines on the boat had conked out. In a desperate move, Sterling convinced 2 of the local nurses to put on veils and pretend to be the missing princess and a lady-in-waiting. The dinner was a disaster of epic proportions. Bluster, suspicious of the princess's sudden change in height and accent, decided to play detective. One of these girls is an impostor. Bluster shouted, lunging forward. He grabbed the veil of the nurse, pretending to be Princess Siri. "I've got you. You phony Balinese bunny. You're under arrest." The Archduke stood up, trembling with rage. "Major, how dare you lay hands upon a royal personage? This is an outrage. My daughters are still dressing in their quarters. These are your own staff. It turned out the real princesses were just late." Bluster had arrested a nurse in front of a foreign dignitary. "Stupid infidel," the Archduke roared. "I will raid your Washington with my complaints. Come, daughters. We leave this madhouse." Bluster stood in the middle of the mess hall, holding a torn veil, as the Archduke marched away. "Why me?" he sobbed. "Why is it always me?" Chapter 3. The Laughing Gas Lament. Things went from bad to worse. For Pudge Plum, Bluster, seeking a scapegoat for the Archduke incident, convened a fitness board to have Pudge demoted to the rank of seaman, 2nd class. Sanitation. "I'm going to railroad you, Plum." Bluster cackled. "When I'm finished, you'll be the only ensign in the history of the Navy whose primary duty is peeling potatoes with a spoon." Sterling couldn't let his friend go down. They needed to get Bluster in a good mood, a really good mood. "Sharky, get the tank from the dentist's office," Sterling ordered. "The nitrous oxide, laughing gas." The plan was simple. Leak a bit of the gas into Bluster's office through the ventilation system. Just as the fitness board began. "It'll be a million laughs, Skip," Sharky promised. The day of the hearing arrived. General Higgins sat on the board, looking like he was carved out of granite. Bluster stood at the front, ready to present his evidence against Pudge. "General, this man is a menace," Bluster began. "On July 16th, during a gunnery drill, he shot down a target plane, and also the target towing plane, and a nearby lighthouse." Suddenly, a faint hiss came from the vent. Bluster stopped. He sniffed the air. A slow, wide grin began to spread across his face. "You know, General, it's a riot. Pudge here. He's a riot. He shot a lighthouse." "Ha, ha, ha." General Higgins frowned. "Major, what is the meaning of this?" "And the potato peels." Bluster roared, doubling over in laughter. He thought a garbage boat was a submarine. "Oh, stop it, Silas. You're killing me." Sterling and the crew were outside, pumping the tank for all it was worth. Bluster was now rolling on the floor, pointing at the general's nose. "Your nose. It looks like a little red radish. Bingy Vingy. Vinky Pinky. Major Bluster." Soon, the entire office was a cacophony of hysterical laughter. Bluster was hugging Pudge. Bluster ran out of the office, still in his uniform, and dove into the lagoon. He was doing the backstroke while singing Yankee Doodle when the gas finally wore off. He surfaced to find General Higgins staring down at him from the pier with an expression that suggested he was considering the death penalty. "Major," Higgins said icily, "I don't know what kind of party you're running here, but I believe your fitness is the one in question." "But sir, it was a plot. The flies, the frangipani flies, they were spies." Bluster screamed, but it was too late. He was hauled off to the infirmary for a psychological evaluation. Chapter 4. The alligator in the courtroom. Just when the heat had died down, a new resident arrived at Port Pandemonium. Snappy, a 12-foot monitor lizard, which Pudge insisted was an alligator that had taken a liking to Pudge's peanut butter sandwiches. "Can we keep him, Skip?" Pudge begged. "He looks like my cousin Sidney." "An alligator? In the barracks?" Sterling asked. "Pudge, he'll eat the crew." "No, he's a sweetheart." "Look, he's smiling." The problem was that Snappy had a habit of retrieving things. Specifically, he retrieved Major Bluster's wallet, which was stuffed with $900 of bait money. Bluster had set out to trap Sterling in a theft. When Bluster found his wallet missing, he immediately arrested Pudge. "I've got you." theft of a commanding officer's property. My ID card was in there. It was the alligator, sir, Pudge cried. Sidney took it. An alligator? A code name for Sterling, no doubt. Bluster roared. Court-martial. Tomorrow, the trial was held in the main mess hall. Pudge acted as his own defense attorney. Your Honor, Pudge addressed the board. I demand a mistrial on the grounds of temporary insanity. The alligator who stole the wallet was crazy about my mother's peanut butter. Order, the judge advocate shouted. This is ridiculous. Produce this alligator or face the brig. Just then, Sterling and Sharky whistled from the back. In waddled Snappy, looking very smug, with Bluster's leather wallet still firmly clamped in his jaws. The courtroom descended into chaos. Bluster jumped onto the table. Get that monster out of here! It's a frame-up! They planted a phony wallet on a poor, unsuspecting reptile. Sterling stepped forward. Sir, if it's a phony wallet, then why does it have your initials WB? And why are these $100 bills marked with the serial numbers you recorded in your private ledger? The judge advocate looked at the markings. Major Bluster, you marked this money to set a trap? Entrapment is a serious offense. Snappy chose that moment to snap his jaws shut on the leg of Bluster's chair. Bluster let out a yelp and retreated to the top of a filing cabinet. Case dismissed, the judge shouted over the noise. And Major, get that lizard out of my sight. Chapter 5. The Great Payroll Heist. The final straw came when the base payroll, a cool $62,000 in cash, disappeared during a transport mission to the nearby city of Noumea. Pudge, who had been guarding the bag, claimed he was distracted by a girl with a heart-shaped birthmark on her ankle. She was a distraction, Skip. She hit me with a baguette. Bluster was ecstatic. $62,000. Sterling knew they had to find the money before Bluster's plane landed in Noumea to report the theft. The rogue squad hit the streets of the city, checking the ankles of every woman in sight. Not a birthmark in sight. Skip, Sharky reported. Exhausted. I've looked at 300 ankles. I got slapped by a lady with a parasol. Suddenly, Pudge spotted her. There. The girl in the green dress. She's heading for that old fort. Pudge, they chased the girl and a group of local smugglers into an ancient stone fortification overlooking the harbor. The smugglers had stashed the money inside an old ceremonial cannon. As they closed in, a hostile scout plane began a strafing run on the harbor. Take cover, Sterling shouted. In the confusion, Pudge lunged for the cannon. I'll shoot back. I'll save us. Pudge. That cannon hasn't been fired since the 18th century. Sterling yelled. It doesn't work. Yes, it does. You just light the fuse. Pudge struck a match. Kaboom! The cannon didn't fire a ball. Instead, it let out a massive cloud of green paper. $62,000 in small bills rained down over the harbor like military confetti. Major Bluster, who was just pulling up in his jeep, looked up as a $50 bill landed on his nose. Then a $20. Then a shower of $5s. What is this? Bluster screamed, clutching at the air. Sterling and the boys ran down, grabbing hats and buckets to catch the floating cash. There's your money, Captain. Sterling shouted, handing Bluster a handful of crumpled bills. Saved from the enemy by the heroic actions of Lieutenant Plum. Bluster stood there, covered in currency, looking like a very confused bank teller. 42,365. Pringle began counting, picking a bill off Bluster's shoulder. Shut up, Pringle, Bluster wailed. I give up. I surrender. I want a transfer to the Arctic. Somewhere where there are no garters, no alligators, and absolutely no Silas Sterling. Epilogue. The sunset over Pandemonium. Peace, or the closest thing to it, returned to Port Pandemonium. The Shenanigan sat at the pier, its crew enjoying a fresh batch of Sterling's special brew. Bluster sat in his office, staring at a single $1 bill that had been autographed by Snappy the Lizard. Sir, Pringle whispered. The nurses are asking about those garter belts again. Bluster didn't even look up. He just opened his drawer, took out a bottle of acid-neutralizing pills, and swallowed 3. Tell them, Bluster sighed, to talk to the commander of the base, whoever that is today. I'm going to go take a nap in the air raid shelter. And Pringle? Yes, sir. If you see a girl with a heart-shaped birthmark, run. Outside, the sun set over the sapphire sea. A faint sound of laughter drifted over the water, followed by the distant, rhythmic thumping of a monitor lizard's tail. Silas Sterling raised a glass to the horizon. To the war, he toasted. May it always be this ridiculous. The end. The Chaos Chronosphere. The Legend of Sector 73. Chapter 1. The Gastric Distress of Command. Sector 73 was not a place where dreams went to die. It was a place where they went to be sold for scrap parts and recycled into coffee filters. Located on the outer rim of the Andromeda Nebula, the outpost was a jagged collection of pressurized domes, leaking fuel lines, and neon signs advertising Galaxy's best synthetic tacos. Commander Barnaby Bismuth sat in his command chair, which squeaked with every breath he took. His face was the color of a ripe Martian tomato. Across from him stood Lieutenant Bumble Beaks, a man whose uniform was always 2 sizes too large, and whose enthusiasm was a direct threat to the safety of the station. Wow, 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 Bismuth shouted, slamming his hand onto a holographic display that flickered and died. Beaks, you are the quartermaster. If the cosmic nurses need lace-up anti-gravity garter belts for their formal ball, you snap to it. Shake a photon, man. You know what I mean. But sir, Beaks stammered, adjusting his oversized cap. The supply freighter was hijacked by space goats. We're lucky we have socks, Bismuth groaned, clutching his stomach. What a war. The weight of the entire Federation is on my shoulders. And now this? I just got an encrypted transmission. High Admiral Steel Spine Sterling is arriving today for a sneak inspection. Beaks turned pale. Admiral Sterling was known for 2 things: his literal titanium spinal implant and his tendency to fire people by ejecting them into the vacuum without a suit. Iron Pants Sterling is coming here, Beaks whispered. Sir, look at this place. The Petty Officer's Lounge has a leak in the recycled water system that's currently flooding the biolabs. The robots are on strike, and Captain Zane Vane is currently running a betting ring on Martian slug racing. Bismuth's stomach let out a sound like a dying engine. My stomach acid could start a starship. I need a plan. If I'm sick, I can appoint an acting commander to face the Admiral. If that commander fails, and he will, Sterling will blame him, not me. A wicked grin spread across Bismuth's face. I'm appointing Captain Zane Vane as acting base commander. Sir, Beaks gasped. With Zane and his scrapyard dogs in charge, they'll turn this station into a Roman orgy within the hour. I feel in Morse. Kentiko, yes, Coleman. Exactly. Bismuth cackled, clutching his midsection. They'll destroy themselves, right in front of the Admiral. Now, call the medbot. I feel a space flu coming on. Oh, the agony. I think I'm going to. Wait, you didn't catch me last time. Catch me. Chapter 2. The Pirate in the Captain's Chair. Zane Vane was a man of leisure, currently found in the station's lower decks, wearing a Hawaiian-patterned flight suit. When he received the news of his temporary promotion, he didn't celebrate. He smelled a rat the size of a Jovian lunar hog. So, Bismuth is in the med bay with acute cosmic indigestion? Zane asked, leaning back in the commander's plush chair. He put his boots up on the tactical display. Namaste. He can, and he wants me to run the show? That's right, Skip, Beaks said, now wearing a sash that said Acting Executive Officer. He says it's a test of our leadership. He's counting on us. Zane looked at his crew. There was Grog Gruber, a man who could ferment fuel into gin, Tinker Bell, a mechanic who solved every problem with a hammer, and Starlight Shirley, a navigator who hadn't been sober since the leap year of 3042. He wants a show? Zane grinned. We'll give him a show. If Admiral Sterling wants to see how Sector 73 operates, we won't disappoint. Grog, get the nebula dancers. Tinker, fix the sinks, or at least make them leak something flammable. We're throwing a gala. The station transformed. Within hours, the drab grey corridors of Sector 73 were draped in neon streamers. The air raid shelter was converted into a VIP lounge. The garter belt's beaks had finally sourced were accidentally used as gaskets for the main oxygen line, resulting in a floral scent throughout the station. Then, the Admiral's shuttle docked. Admiral Sterling stepped out, clanking with every step. He looked like a man who had never laughed, even at a funeral. "Welcome to Sector 73, sir," Beaks shouted, saluting so hard he nearly poked his own eye out. "Lieutenant Beaks, Acting Executive Officer. Care for a lay? It's made of recycled copper wiring." "Where is Bismuth?" Sterling barked. "In the infirmary, sir," Zane said, walking up with a drink in a coconut shell. "Space fever. Terrible thing. I'm Vane, Acting Commander. Shall we start the inspection at the, Nebula Lounge?" Chapter 3. The Sultan and the Space Iguana. As Zane tried to distract the Admiral with a security dance performed by holographic cheerleaders, another problem docked at Pad 4. Galactic Sovereign Karim the Opulent had arrived. He was a Sultan from the Gold Nebula, traveling with his 3 daughters and a mountain of luggage. He was also traveling with a Sydney, a 3-meter-long bioengineered space iguana that was essentially a stomach with scales. "Commander Vane," the Sultan boomed, "your Federation promised us sanctuary while our planet's core is being stabilized. Where are our royal suites?" Zane blinked. "Royal suites? Oh, you mean the bunk room next to the trash compactor? We've, upgraded it with velvet curtains." The situation spiraled. The Sultan's daughters were bored and wanted to see real space pirate action. One of Zane's crew, Virgil, decided to take a princess on a quick shuttle ride through an asteroid field to impress her. They ran out of fuel and got stuck. Meanwhile, Sydney, the space iguana, had escaped. Commander Bismuth, watching from a hidden camera in the medbay, was ecstatic. "Look at it. Sterling is furious. The Sultan is complaining about the smell of gin in the ventilation, and there's a giant lizard eating the Admiral's spare uniforms." But Zane was a master of the pivot. "Admiral," Zane said, as a group of hula dancers accidentally stumbled into the tactical briefing. "This is part of our psychological warfare training. We confuse the enemy with sheer, unadulterated absurdity." Sterling squinted. "It's unusual. But why is there a princess in my air raid shelter?" "Safety drills, sir," Beaks shouted. "We always put the royals in the bunker first." Chapter 4. The Laughing Gas Gambit. Bismuth, realizing Zane might actually charm his way out of this, decided to end the Space Flu Act and launch a fitness hearing to prove Zane was mentally unfit for command. "I'm better," Bismuth announced, bursting into the room in a clean uniform. "And I'm bringing charges. Vane, you've turned this station into a circus." "Admiral, I have the evidence right here," Zane whispered to Grog. "Plan NOS." Now, Grog nodded and slipped away to the ventilation control. As Bismuth began his grand speech about military discipline, a faint pink mist began to hiss from the vents. Bismuth opened his mouth to shout, "Vane is a traitor," but what came out was a high-pitched giggle. "Vane is a teehee, a real silly Billy. Vane, à l'amour, silly Billy," the Admiral inhaled. His titanium spine seemed to loosen. "You know, Bismuth, your hat. It looks like a giant mushroom." "Ha ha ha. And you," Bismuth pointed at the Admiral, doubling over. "You look like a shiny toaster. A big, grumpy toaster." The hearing was a disaster for Bismuth. The more he tried to be serious, the more the gas made him find the situation hilarious. He ended up hugging Zane, promising him a promotion, and trying to dance the tango with the space iguana. "This is the most relaxed station I've ever inspected," Admiral Sterling wheezed, wiping tears of laughter from his eyes. "Bismuth, you're a hoot. I'm canceling the hearing. In fact, I'm giving everyone a week's leave on the Sultan's private moon." Chapter 5. The Case of the Swallowed Payroll. The peace, however, was short-lived. The Federation payroll, a digital core containing 62,000 Nova credits, had gone missing. Bismuth, now recovered from the gas and twice as angry, saw his final chance. The credits were in Vane's possession. He's stolen them. Search the station. Search the scrapyard dogs. Zane was genuinely confused. We didn't take it, Barnaby. We have our own gin still. We don't need credits. Beeks walked in, looking guilty. Skip? I was eating a peanut butter sandwich near the payroll core, and Sydney was there. The space iguana? Zane asked. Well, Beeks sighed. Sydney loves peanut butter, and he's a very fast eater. He thought the digital core was a high-protein snack. The lizard ate the payroll? Bismuth screamed. I'll have him stuffed. I'll have you all shot. What followed was a high-speed chase through the station's maintenance ducts. Zane, Beeks, and Bismuth were all crawling through narrow tubes, trying to catch a 30-pound lizard that was currently radiating a soft blue glow from the digital credits in its stomach. Catch him! Bismuth yelled, his face stuck in a junction box. That's my retirement fund. Sydney, come here, boy. Beeks pleaded, waving a jar of extra crunchy peanut butter. Think of your digestion. They cornered the beast in the base laundry. Sydney hissed, his stomach flickering like a neon sign. If we don't get those credits out, Bismuth wailed, the admiral will think I lost them. My career is over. Zane grabbed the fire extinguisher. Tinker, get the scanner. In a chaotic finale, they managed to hold Sydney down. As the admiral walked in, he saw the commander and the captain wrestling a glowing lizard on top of a pile of garter belts. What in the name of the stars is this? Sterling demanded. Fire drill, sir, Zane shouted, as Sydney let out a massive burp. The digital payroll core slid across the floor, perfectly intact, but covered in iguana drool. 100% success rate. Admiral, Beeks added, saluting. Sterling looked at the glowing core, the lizard, and the exhausted men. He sighed. Bismuth, you're a strange man. But the payroll is safe. I'm leaving, and I'm taking the lizard with me. He's the only one here who makes sense. Epilogue. The sunset of Sector 73. The Admiral's ship disappeared into warp space. Commander Bismuth stood on the observation deck, watching his nemesis, Zane Vane, return to the lower decks to finish his slug racing tournament. A message arrived on Bismuth's screen. It was from Zane. Dear Barnaby, hope your stomach is feeling better. We're throwing a "We survived the inspection party tonight. You're invited. P.S. We found your spare uniforms. Sydney didn't eat them. We're using them as rags for the gin still. Ever so fondly, Zane. Bismuth screamed a long, loud sound that echoed through the pressurized domes. Beeks, he roared. Get me my indigestion pills. And so, life continued in Sector 73. The air was thin, the coffee was fake, but the comedy was as infinite as the stars themselves. The chaos of Outpost Omega. 9. A Smuggler's Guide to Space Command. Chapter 1. The Garter Belt Crisis and the Iron Overseer. The ventilation system of Outpost Omega. 9 hissed with the rhythmic sound of a dying mechanical lung. Located on a desolate asteroid in the Cerulean Belt, the outpost was the last place any sane person wanted to be. It was, however, the perfect place for Commander Barnaby, the bluster Bigglesworth, a man whose ambition was only matched by his profound inability to handle stress. Bigglesworth sat behind his massive obsidian desk, clutching his stomach as if it were about to explode. Wow, he whispered to the empty room. Wow, wow, wow. Space garter belts? Really? He slammed the communications tablet down. Officer Snivell, get in here. Officer Snivell, a man who moved with the grace of a frightened ferret, scurried into the room. Sir? The supply requisition, sir? If the space nurses need garter belts for their uniforms, then you snap to it, Snivell. Shake a mechanical leg. What a war this is. Everything rests on my shoulders. The plumbing in the petty officer's lounge is backing up. The oxygen scrubbers are sneezing soot. And now I have garter belts to deal with. Sir, Snivel interrupted, looking pale. I just got a message from the Rim. Grand Overseer Iron Joe Grimsby is arriving today for a sneak inspection. Bigglesworth's face turned a shade of purple, usually reserved for dying stars. Grimsby? The man who court-martialed his own grandmother for a scuffed boot? Here? Today? Yes, sir. He's already in the sector. Bigglesworth began to pace. This base is a disaster. It looks like a scrapyard. If Grimsby sees Jax Miller's crew running wild, he'll have my head. Hello? Yes, this is Bigglesworth. No, I'm not the plumber. I'm the commanding officer. Fix your own sinks. He slammed the comms unit again. My stomach acid could power a starship. Snivel. Pass me those indigestion pills. Sir, please. The doctor said too many of those make you hallucinatory. I don't care. Wait. Bigglesworth paused, a devious glint appearing in his eyes. If I were sick, genuinely, medically incapacitated, I'd have to appoint an acting commander, someone to face the overseer while I hide in the medbay. Absolutely brilliant, sir, Snivel agreed. But who? Not Snivel. I mean me? No, you ninny. Captain Jack Smug Miller. If I put Miller and his band of space pirates in charge, they'll destroy the base's reputation right in front of Grimsby. I'll be vindicated. And Miller will be sent to the spice mines. Snivel, I look sick, don't I? Terribly, sir. You look like you've eaten a bad batch of lunar fungus. Call the medics. Quick! I'm going to pay. Oh, I'm going to pay. Bigglesworth collapsed onto his couch, moaning with theatrical gusto. Chapter 2. The Pirate Command. Captain Jax Miller was not your typical officer. He wore his uniform with a calculated sloppiness and viewed regulations as mere suggestions. His crew, the Void Runners, were currently busy brewing illegal moon juice in the engine room when the summons came. Jax walked into the medbay to find Bigglesworth draped in silk robes, looking like he was auditioning for a tragedy. What's wrong, Commander? Jax asked, failing to hide his smirk. Oh, Miller. It's bad. The tests, they haven't come back yet, but I'm in a bad state. Bigglesworth let out a long, shuddering sigh. I need to appoint an acting commander. Snivel is. Well, Snivel. So, I'm appointing you, Jax. Jax blinked. Me? Commander, you must be joking. I'm a deep space pilot. I'm no good behind a desk. I wouldn't think of asking you to take on this burden alone, Bigglesworth said, clutching his chest. I'm also appointing Lieutenant Pip Clumsy Pringle as your executive officer. Pip, who had been leaning against a medical droid and accidentally activated its emergency rectal exam mode, jumped at the news. Executive officer? Oh boy, Jax, did you hear that? I'm an exec. Get to my office, Miller, Bigglesworth groaned. That's an order. Out. Out. As Jax and Pip left, Jax shook his head. Pip, he's setting us up. Grimsby's coming. This is a trap. A trap with fancy chairs and a private comm line? Pip beamed. I'll take it. Within an hour, Outpost Omega 9 had descended into what could only be described as organized anarchy. Jax was on the phone, trying to authorize a supply of garter belts to a very confused nurse, while Pip was accidentally ordering the construction of an air raid shelter in the middle of the base's only firing range. Sir, Pip shouted into the comms. Tell the builders to keep their heads down. We've got a live fire exercise at noon. Meanwhile, the Void Runners had decided that acting command meant they could finally throw the party they'd been dreaming of. They brought in a group of nebula dancers and a crate of fermented asteroid nectar. Jack said, full speed ahead. Gruber, the crew's chief mechanic, shouted, open the doors, bring in the girls, let's turn this rock into a palace. Chapter 3. The Emperor and the holograms. Just as the party reached its peak, a distress signal pinged the console. A shuttle belonging to Emperor Zog of the Andromeda Fringe had been forced to make an emergency landing. Jax Miller, now wearing a commander's hat that was 3 sizes too big, met the Emperor at the docking bay. Zog was a man of immense dignity, surrounded by 3 daughters draped in shimmering silks. "Greetings, Your Highness," Jack said, bowing slightly. "I travel with my most valuable cargo," Zog said, gesturing to his daughters. "Are these men to be trusted?" At that moment, Pip Pringle tripped over a docking cable and accidentally knocked over the Emperor's luggage. "Wowie, wow, wow," Pip exclaimed, staring at the princesses. Zog's face hardened. "Like a chicken? You dare debase the dignity of my daughters? It's a ceremonial greeting in our sector, sir." Jax quickly recovered. "Wowie, wow, wow. It means universal peace." Jax, desperate to keep the Emperor occupied while they fixed his shuttle, invited him to a grand dinner. However, the dinner was interrupted by the news that Iron Jaw Grimsby's fleet had just entered orbit. "Oh, no," Jax whispered. "Bigglesworth is sitting pretty in the medbay, while I'm about to be vaporized by an overseer with a sultan in the room and a party in the barracks." "Don't worry, Jax," Pip said. "I'll hide the dancers in the air raid shelter." The air raid shelter was actually the base's laundry room. Pip shoved 10 Nebula dancers into a closet just as Overseer Grimsby marched into the room. "Binghamton," Grimsby roared, seeing Jax instead. "Who are you?" "Acting Commander Miller, sir." "Bigglesworth is indisposed." Grimsby looked around. The base smelled like fermented nectar. "I want an inspection. Now, starting with that closet." "The closet, sir?" Jack sweated. "It's highly classified." Bigglesworth, having heard Grimsby was on the base, suddenly recovered and came running out in his pajamas. "Overseer, don't listen to him. Miller is a traitor. He has Nebula dancers in the laundry room." Grimsby marched to the laundry room, followed by the Emperor and a frantic Jax. Grimsby threw open the door. Instead of dancers, out stepped a row of soldiers holding fire extinguishers. "Fire drill, sir," Pip shouted, standing at attention. 100% successful. The dancers had escaped through the vents. "Commander," Grimsby said coldly, "I believe you are suffering from deep space fatigue. Go back to bed." Miller, continue the inspection. Chapter 4. The Laughing Gas Gambit. A few weeks later, the base was back to its usual state of chaos. Bigglesworth had decided to convene a fitness board to have Pip Pringle removed from the service once and for all. He torpedoed a garbage scow. "Miller!" Bigglesworth screamed. He thought it was an enemy submarine camouflaged with potato peels. "It looked like a sub, sir." Pip whimpered. Jax knew they needed to change the commander's mood. They had managed to acquire a tank of nitrous oxide laughing gas from the med bay. "We'll pump it through the ventilation into his office," Jax explained to the crew. "If he's in a good mood, he'll cancel the hearing." The plan was executed with military precision. As Bigglesworth sat down to sign Pip's discharge papers, a faint, sweet-smelling mist filled the room. Suddenly, Bigglesworth began to giggle. "Potato peels. Ha ha. That is funny. Pip, you're a riot. Chucky Wacky, come here." "Sir?" Pip asked, cautiously entering the office. "I love you, Pip. You're a hero. Let's cancel the hearing. Let's have a party. Snivel, get in here and dance." The base was suddenly filled with the sound of Bigglesworth's hysterical laughter. He was running through the halls, chasing nurses with a bouquet of plastic flowers, shouting about frangipani spees. Unfortunately, the laughter was cut short by the arrival of the fitness board, led by Admiral Shoemaker. Shoemaker walked into the command center to find Bigglesworth wearing a lampshade and singing a bawdy space shanty. "Binghamton!" Shoemaker barked. "What is the meaning of this?" "Hi, Admiral. You want a flower? You look like a grumpy little space toad." Bigglesworth poked the Admiral in the nose. Jack stepped in. He's highly allergic to the local asteroid dust. Sir, it causes euphoria." "Euphoria. It looks like insanity to me," Shoemaker said. Just then, an actual enemy drone swarm attacked the base. Pip, still slightly affected by the gas, ran out to the defense cannons. He didn't even aim. He just pulled the triggers while giggling hysterically. Boom, Boom, boom. He shot down every single drone with one-handed shots. Shoemaker watched in awe. Magnificent. A combat officer who stands laughing in the face of death. Bigglesworth. You were right. Pringle is a genius. I'm promoting him. Bigglesworth, the gas finally wearing off, slumped into his chair. Why me? Why is it always me? Chapter 5. The Curse of the Void Runner. The crew had grown tired of Bigglesworth's constant threats. They decided to play on his superstitions. They told him that the ship docked in Bay 7, the Void Runner, was actually a cursed vessel, originally designated as Ship Number 13. The whole crew disappeared, sir, Gruber told Bigglesworth. Blown up when the nectar tanks exploded. They say their spirits still haunt the docking bay. Bigglesworth scoffed. But that night, the lights in his office began to flicker. A cold mist rolled under his door. Commander. Commander. A ghostly voice echoed. Bigglesworth clutched his data slate. Who's there? Snivel? We are the ghosts of the Void Runner. We want the payroll records. Give us the transfers. Jax and the crew had rigged the base with holograms and localized gravity shifts. Jax, covered in phosphorescent paint, floated past the commander's window on a hidden wire. Farewell, Commander, Jax wailed. We'll see you in the great black void, Bigglesworth screamed and threw his desk at the window. He ran into the hallway, only to see Pip Pringle wearing a white sheet, floating on a hover scooter. The transfers, Bigglesworth cried, throwing a folder at the ghost. Take them, just leave me alone. The next morning, Jax handed the folders back to a very confused Bigglesworth. McHale. War does terrible things to a man's mind, sir, Jax said solemnly. Chapter 6. The Trial of Barnaby the Lizard. The final straw came when the base payroll $62,000 credits in unmarked chips went missing. Bigglesworth had tried to trap Jax by marking the chips, but a local Martian swamp lizard named Barnaby had wandered into the office and swallowed the commander's wallet. You're under arrest for grand larceny, Miller, Bigglesworth shouted at the court-martial. You stole the payroll. I didn't steal it, sir, Jax argued. Barnaby the lizard ate it. A lizard? You expect the court to believe a lizard is a thief? He's a very clever lizard, sir, Pip added. He loves my mother's peanut butter sandwiches. He followed the scent into your office. The judge advocate, tired of the bickering, ordered the lizard to be brought in. Barnaby was a 3-foot-long green creature with a very bulging stomach. Is this the witness? The judge asked. Yes, sir, Jax said. Pip, give him a sandwich. Pip held out a peanut butter sandwich. Barnaby opened his mouth wide and let out a loud burp. Out popped Bigglesworth's wallet, perfectly preserved. The judge opened the wallet. Wait, these chips are marked. Commander, why did you mark the base payroll? Bigglesworth paled. I was trying to trap a thief by marking federal credits. That's a violation of Treasury Regulation 402B, the judge noted. And you, Lieutenant Snivel, your back pay chips are in here too. This was a setup. It was a trap, Pip shouted. He tried to frame a poor, defenseless lizard. The court-martial was dismissed. Bigglesworth was ordered to undergo 6 months of psychiatric evaluation, while Jax Miller and his crew were given a commendation for environmental preservation, saving the lizard. As Jax and his crew sat on the hull of the 73, watching the triple sun set over the asteroid belt, Pip opened a fresh jar of peanut butter. You know, Jax, Pip said, feeding a spoonful to Barnaby the lizard, I think I'm really starting to like command. Jax smiled, taking a sip of moon juice. Don't get used to it, Pip. Grimsby is coming back next week, and I heard he's bringing a cat. A cat? Pip asked. Is it superstitious? Wowie wow wow, Jax whispered. Wowie wow wow. The end. The Chaos of Isla del Sol, a novel of military mishaps and tropical turmoil. Chapter 1. The Haberdashery of War. Commander Barnaby Iron Stomach Blight did not look like a man in control of a strategic naval outpost. At this particular moment, he looked like a man who had just swallowed a live grenade and was waiting for the pin to drop. He sat behind a desk made of mahogany that was slowly being reclaimed by termites, staring at a requisition form that defied the very logic of global conflict. "Wow," Blight whispered. Then, louder, "Wow, wow, Gantry, come in here." Gus. The grifter Gantry, the supply officer whose primary skill was making things disappear and reappear in places they shouldn't be, leaned against the door frame with a toothpick between his teeth. "You called, Commander Gantry? You are the supply officer of Isla del Sol," Blight barked, waving the paper. "The nurses are requesting garter belts." "A crate of them? In the middle of a war zone. Do I look like a haberdasher to you? The nurses say the tropical humidity is, well, deleterious to standard hosiery, sir." Gantry replied with a smirk. "If they need to snap to it, their stockings need to snap to something too." Blight groaned, rubbing his temples. Before he could continue his tirade, his adjutant, a nervous wreck named Lieutenant Elroy Pothole Pendergast, stumbled into the office, nearly tripping over a stack of crates. "Sir, urgent message from the Admiralty," Pendergast squeaked. "High Commissioner Steelgaze. Sterling is arriving today for a sneak inspection." The color drained from Blight's face. Sterling was a man who ate subordinates for breakfast and used their reports as napkins. He was a man of iron rules and no mercy. Sterling? Here? Blight's stomach let out a gurgle that sounded like a dying walrus. "This place is a circus. Look at the sinks. Look at the nurses' requests. If Sterling sees the state of this base, he'll have my stripes for breakfast." He grabbed a bottle of antacids and downed them like they were candy. "Then someone else would have to face the commissioner, someone I could blame for the mess." Blight's eyes drifted toward the window, looking out at the docks where the Sea Viper, an old PT boat, was tied up. The crew of the Sea Viper was led by Captain Lucky Leo Lancer, a man who treated military regulations like a light suggestion. "A brilliant plan," Blight whispered, a wicked grin spreading across his face. "I shall have a medical emergency, and I shall appoint Lancer as acting base commander. With Lancer in charge, the base will become such a disaster that Sterling will spend all his time court-martialing him, leaving me as the poor, sick victim. Hurry, Pendergast. Call the medics. Tell them I'm dying. Tell them it's the big one." Chapter 2. The Accidental Commander. Captain Leo Lancer was not a man who enjoyed desks. He enjoyed the smell of salt spray, the roar of a Packard engine, and the occasional poker game. When he was summoned to Blight's deathbed at the base infirmary, he was suspicious. Blight lay under a sheet, moaning theatrically. "Oh, Lancer, the end is near. The doctors, they don't know. Could be the tropical scurvy. Panalisi, Yesprenda, could be the vapors." "You look fine to me, Barnaby," Leo said, crossing his arms. "I am a very sick man," Blight snapped, briefly forgetting his role before falling back into a wheeze. "I must appoint an acting base commander. I considered Pendergast, but he's a boob. So, it has to be you, Leo. You're in charge of Isla del Sol." "Me? Run a base?" Leo laughed. "I'm a saltwater skipper, not a bureaucrat." "It's an order," Blight coughed. "And to help you, I'm appointing your bumbling navigator, Mickey the Mechanic Malone, as your acting executive officer." Mickey's eyes lit up. Leo sighed. He knew Blight was up to something, but an order was an order. "Fine. But don't complain if the base ends up underwater." "Out! Out!" As soon as they left, Blight sat up and reached for a cigar. "This is going to be the happiest illness of my life," he chuckled. "By the time Sterling gets here, Lancer will have turned this place into a pirate cove." Chapter 3. The Sultan and the Sinks. Leo Lancer's tenure as commander started exactly as expected, with total chaos. The sinks at the Petty Officers Club were now fountainheads of grey sludge. Gantry was running a black market laundry service out of the supply shed, and Mickey was walking around with a megaphone, trying to order the clouds to move so he could work on his tan. "Skip!" Mickey shouted, bursting into Leo's new office. "The radar just picked up a VIP plane. It's the Sultan of Marami. The Sultan? Leo groaned. What's he doing here? The enemy is threatening his island. The Admiralty wants us to host him and his 3 daughters, the princesses, until it's safe. And get this, the Sultan loves PT boats. Leo rubbed his chin. Great. The Sultan, a man named Karim with a beard that looked like it was made of woven silk, arrived with enough luggage to sink a carrier. Walalana, shalalana, his daughters were veiled and silent, but their eyes suggested they were far more interested in the handsome sailors than their father's diplomacy. Greetings, O exalted ruler, Mickey said. Bowing so low, he hit his head on the dock. I am acting executive officer Malone. Welcome to our humble, swamp. I wish to see your vessels, the Sultan demanded. I hear the Sea Viper is a marvel of American engineering. Leo took the Sultan out for a ride. The Sultan, exhilarated by the speed, insisted on taking the wheel. Within minutes, he had nearly beheaded a pelican and was heading straight for a coral reef. Easy, Your Highness, Leo shouted, grabbing the wheel. In our country, we call this not crashing. Meanwhile, back at the base, Blight was watching through binoculars from his infirmary window. Look at them, he cackled to Pendergast. They're entertaining royalty while the commissioner is on his way. Sterling will hate the unprofessional atmosphere. It's perfect, but the perfect plan hit a snag. To hide the fact that the crew was currently throwing a massive hula-themed party in the air raid shelter to make use of the garter belts that had finally arrived, Leo had to scramble. Mickey, Commissioner Sterling, known as Steel Gaze, for his ability to make grown men weep with a single look, stepped off his jeep. He didn't look for a commander. He looked for a reason to fire someone. Acting Commander Lancer? Sterling growled. Where is Commander Blight? Sick, sir. Very sick. Hallucinating? Leo lied. Just then, Blight, unable to contain his excitement, ran out of the infirmary in a seaman's uniform he'd found, shouting, There are girls in the air raid shelter. I saw them. Hula girls. Gantry is a pimp. Sterling looked at Blight. Then he looked at Leo. Commander Blight, Sterling said coldly. Why are you wearing a seaman's uniform and screaming about hula girls? Because they're there, sir. In the shelter. Blight dragged the commissioner to the shelter door and flung it open. The room was empty. Gantry and the boys had moved the party to the base laundry 5 minutes prior. Blight, Sterling said, his voice dropping to a dangerous whisper. Chapter 4. The Joyous Vapor. The pressure was mounting. Blight, desperate to reclaim his dignity, decided to frame Mickey for unfitness and have him booted from the Navy. He called for a fitness board, a formal hearing that would surely end Mickey's career. Skip, you gotta save me, Mickey cried. If I get kicked out, my mom will make me go back to the family business. I don't want to sell orthopedic shoes. Leo had a plan. A strange, chemically induced plan. The base dentist just got a shipment of nitrous oxide. Leo whispered to the crew, laughing gas. If we can get Blight to inhale enough of it before the hearing, he'll be in such a good mood he'll cancel the whole thing. The operation was dubbed Operation Giggle. Gantry rigged a tank of the gas to the ventilation system of Blight's office. Here comes the wind, Gantry whispered, turning the valve. Blight was sitting at his desk, practicing his stern face. I'll break them, he muttered. I'll break them all. Then, a sweet-smelling mist began to fill the room. Blight sniffed. What is that? Goldenrod? I'm allergic to. He stopped. He felt a strange tingling in his toes, then his knees, then his ears. Hey, Blight said. Hey, Pendergast walked in. Sir, the fitness board is ready. Pendergast, Blight roared, leaping up and hugging the terrified lieutenant. You beautiful, nervous wreck. You look like a little penguin. Hey. Winky, winky Pendergast. Leo and the crew watched through the window. It's working, Leo whispered. Sterling arrived for the hearing. He walked into the office to find Blight wearing a wastebasket as a hat and trying to teach a gecko the national anthem. Blight, What is the meaning of this? Sterling demanded. Admiral Sterling. Blight giggled, pinching the commissioner's cheek. You've got such a stern face. You need a hug. Let's cancel the hearing. Let's promote everyone. Let's give the Sultan a rubber duck. Sterling turned to Leo. Commander, get this man a sedative. And a psychiatrist. The fitness board is cancelled. Obviously, the person unfit for duty is Blight himself. Chapter 5. Barnaby the Beast and the Missing Millions. Just when things couldn't get more absurd, the base payroll arrived. $62,000 in small, unmarked bills. It was enough money to start a small country, or at least buy a lot of garter belts. Mickey was tasked with transporting the money from the paymaster to the boat. On the way, he took a shortcut through Saloon Road and tripped over a tree root. When he woke up, the bag was gone. Skip, I lost it. I lost the 62 grand. Mickey wailed. How do you lose a bag of money? Leo asked, exasperated. I saw a girl's ankle. It had a heart on it, a birthmark, and then everything went black. Blight, who had finally recovered from the laughing gas, saw his chance. Theft. Larceny. I knew it. You pirates stole the payroll. I'm calling a court-martial. The base was searched from top to bottom. No money. But Mickey insisted on one thing, a witness. Not a human witness, but a scaly one. It was Barnaby, Mickey shouted. Don't call me that, Blight barked. No, the alligator. Barnaby the Beast. The crew had discovered a massive 10-foot alligator living in the marshes near the base. They had named him Barnaby, much to the commander's chagrin, and had been feeding him peanut butter sandwiches. Mickey claimed the alligator had been there when the money was stolen. The court-martial was a circus. Sterling sat as judge. Mickey acted as his own lawyer. I called to the stand, Mickey announced. Barnaby the Beast. The doors to the courtroom swung open. Gantry and the boys rolled in a large wooden crate. This is an outrage, Blight screamed. You can't put a reptile on the stand. Does the witness have anything to contribute? Sterling asked, clearly reaching the end of his patience with Isla del Sol. Mickey pulled out a peanut butter sandwich. Okay, Barnaby, tell the truth. What did you do with the captain's wallet? And the payroll? The alligator opened its massive jaws. Out fell a soggy leather wallet. Sterling picked it up. This is Commander Blight's ID card, and inside are marked bills. He looked at Blight. Blight, why are these bills marked? And why were they in an alligator's mouth? It turned out Blight had tried to bait the crew by dropping his own wallet with marked bills to frame them for theft, but the alligator had snatched it first. As for the payroll, the real thief was revealed when the alligator let out a massive burp and a scrap of green canvas fluttered to the floor. He ate it? Sterling whispered. The alligator ate $62,000? Not all of it. Gantry shouted, pointing outside. Just then, the base's old ceremonial cannon, which the crew had been using as a makeshift trash can, let out a thunderous boom. It hadn't been fired in years, but a stray spark from Gantry's cigar had ignited the old powder. A cloud of green paper exploded into the sky. It rained down on the base like confetti. The payroll, Leo shouted. The crooks who actually stole it stashed it in the cannon to hide it from the search. The crooks turned out to be a couple of disgruntled sailors from the supply depot who were promptly tackled by Gantry. As the bills fluttered down like snow in the tropics, Sterling looked at the chaos. He looked at the hula girls, who were now helping pick up the money, the Sultan, who was trying to buy the alligator, and the commander, who was currently hiding under his desk. Lanza, Sterling said, sighing. You're a menace. Your crew is a disaster, and this base is an affront to military discipline. Yes, sir, Leo said, saluting with a grin. But, Sterling continued, you found the money, you caught the thieves, and you managed to keep a sultan happy with nothing but a boat and some fast talking. He turned to Blight, who was peeking out from under the desk. Blight, you're being transferred to a weather station in the North Pole. I hear the only girls there are penguins, and they don't wear garter belts. The North Pole? Blight cried. But I'm a tropical man. My stomach acid. Move out. Sterling roared. As the commissioner's jeep drove away, Leo Lancer looked at his crew. Mickey was hugging the alligator. Gantry was counting a stack of damp 20s, and the Sultan's daughters were waving from the docks. Well, boys, Leo said, lighting a cigar. Another successful day at Isla del Sol. Hey, Skip, Mickey shouted. Can we keep the alligator? I think he wants to learn to steer the boat. Leo laughed, the sound echoing across the Azure archipelago. Why not, Mickey? In this navy, he's probably the most qualified officer we've got. And so, the Sea Viper sailed into the sunset, with a captain who didn't care for rules, a crew that didn't know the meaning of the word discipline, and a mascot that could eat a payroll in a single bite. It wasn't exactly how the Admiralty planned the war, but on Isla del Sol, it was just another Tuesday. Chapter 1. The Kinetic Belt Catastrophe. The humidity on the island of Xanadu Alpha was thick enough to chew, a sticky blend of tropical rot, diesel fumes, and the desperate sweat of men who were technically supposed to be professional security contractors, but were actually just high-functioning beach bums. Director Sterling Vane, the head of Stargazer Solutions, paced his office like a caged leopard with a severe case of hemorrhoids. His face was a shade of puce that usually signaled an impending stroke. Across from him sat his supply officer, a man whose primary qualification for the job was his ability to find a cold beer in a desert. Wow, Vane whispered, his voice trembling. Wow, wow, wow. You are telling me the elite guard, the fiercest female combat unit in this hemisphere, needs kinetic tactical belts. And we are out of stock? Technically, sir, they requested garter-style kinetic holsters for their ceremonial infiltration gear. Benjamin replied, leaning back in his chair. If the guards need those belts, then you snap to it. Shake a leg, shake 2 legs. I don't care where you get them, just get them. Vane screamed, his stomach emitting a low, ominous growl. He clutched his midsection. Everything is on my shoulders. The logistics, the security, the plumbing. The intercom buzzed. It was his adjutant, a nervous wreck named Lieutenant Carver. Sir, message from command. Chief Inspector Ironjaw Holloway is arriving today for a surprise audit. He's already in the air. Vane's face went from puce to a ghostly, translucent white. Holloway was the kind of man who ate granite for breakfast and polished his boots with the tears of subordinates. Ironjaw's coming here? Now? Vane looked around his office. There was a half-eaten sandwich on the floor. The sink was backing up with a mysterious grey sludge. And outside his window, he could see his elite team of contractors currently racing turtles for money. Do you realize what a mess this place is in? I'm the director of a multi-billion-dollar security firm, and I'm surrounded by idiots. The phone rang. Vane snatched it up. Hello? Yes, this is Director Vane. Who did you expect? Tokyo Rosé? What? The sinks in the mess hall are backing up again? I'm a commander, not a plumber. Fix it yourself or learn to swim in it. He slammed the phone down and reached for a bottle of antacids, popping 3 like they were candy. Sir, please, Carver whimpered. The doctor said, those pills give you indigestion if you eat them like peanuts. I don't care. Vane roared. I wish I were sick, truly sick. Then I wouldn't have to face Holloway. Wait. A slow, sinister smile spread across Vane's face. If I were incapacitated, I could appoint an acting director. Someone expendable. Someone the inspector could tear to pieces while I hide in the infirmary. Sir, you don't mean... Oh, I do. Fetch me Captain Jax Miller. Chapter 2. The Misfits and the Mockery. Jax Miller was currently standing on the deck of the PTX-7, a vessel affectedly known as the Drunken Whale. He was the leader of the Misfits, a crew of contractors who had been fired from every legitimate military organization on Earth. Jax was a man of immense charisma and zero respect for authority. Hey, Jax, look at this, Junior Associate Barnaby Bumble shouted, stumbling over a coil of rope and nearly falling overboard. Barnaby was the human equivalent of a golden retriever that had been hit by a car, lovable, enthusiastic, and profoundly clumsy. Careful, Barnaby. Jax laughed. We need you in one piece for the luau tonight. A luau, sir? But Van said we're on high alert. Van is always on high alert. The man's internal clock is set to panic. Now, did we get the supplies? The garter. Kinetic belts? Yes, sir. Sparks found a crate of them. Falling off a supply ship, the peaceful afternoon was shattered by Carver's arrival. Miller, Director Varney's, dying. He needs you in his office immediately. Jax winked at his crew. Dying, eh? I wonder what he's selling today. When they arrived at the office, Vane was draped across his desk like a wilted lily. He groaned, a sound that was far too theatrical to be real. Jax, I'm in bad shape, Vane wheezed. The medics, they don't know what it is. I have to appoint an acting director. Someone brave. Someone like Lieutenant Carver? Jax suggested. No, he's a boob. Vane snapped, momentarily forgetting his dying state. He quickly resumed his wheeze. I'm appointing you, Jax. You are the acting director of Xanadu Alpha. And your little friend Barnaby here? He's the acting executive officer. Barnaby's eyes went wide. Me? Oh boy. Did you hear that, Jax? I'm an officer. This is going to be the happiest illness of my life. Vane muttered into his sleeve as Jax and Barnaby left. They'll destroy themselves in front of Holloway, and I'll be sitting pretty in a hospital bed with a nurse feeding me grapes. Chapter 3. The Sultan of Space Oil. The transition of power was immediate. Jax didn't waste time with paperwork. Within an hour, the director's office had been converted into a lounge. The messy sinks problem was solved by simply declaring the Petty Officers Club a water feature. Acting Director Miller here, Jack said into the phone, feet up on the mahogany desk. Yeah, we found the belts. Send them over to the guards and tell the galley to start roasting the pig. Suddenly, the radar technician, a man named Hanson, who spent more time tracking migratory birds than enemy ships, burst in. Sir, we've got a blip. Positive ID. It's a private transport. It's the Sultan of Mirani, Barnaby gasped. The Sultan? The guy who owns half the solar system? What's he doing here? A sneak visit, Jack said, his eyes narrowing. On the PTX-7? Barnaby asked. Vane will kill us. Vane is dying, remember? I'm the boss. Let's go. The rescue was more of a parade. They found the Sultan's luxury yacht floating aimlessly. The Sultan, a regal man named Karim, was accompanied by his 3 daughters, the princesses of Mirani. They were dressed in silks that cost more than the entire island, and they looked profoundly bored. Greetings, O exalted ruler, Jax shouted from the deck of the whale. I am Jax Miller. We're here to serve you. I am Karim, the Sultan replied, looking at the rust-bucket PT boat with skepticism. Are you to be trusted with my priceless cargo? My daughters and our ancient treasures? Wow, 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 Barnaby whispered, staring at the princesses. There. Amazing. I heard that, young man, the Sultan barked. The next man who debases the dignity of my daughters will answer to me. He didn't mean it, Your Highness. Jax intervened. In our country, wow is a ceremonial greeting of deep respect. Like a chicken salute. A chicken salute? The Sultan pondered. Very well. Proceed. Chapter 4. The Laughing Gas Gambit. While Jax was busy entertaining royalty, Vane was having a terrible time being sick. He had realized that if the Sultan was on the island, the glory would go to Jax. I'm healthy. I'm cured, Vane shouted, trying to jump out of bed. On the contrary, Director, the doctor said, holding him down. Your tests show your blood pressure is high enough to power a jet engine. You are staying here. Vane fumed. He decided to sabotage Jax's reputation. He called a fitness board to investigate Barnaby Bumble, hoping to prove that the acting executive officer was a menace to society. Back at the base, the misfits heard the news. He's gonna railroad Barnaby! Grimy, the cook, shouted. We gotta do something. I have an idea, Jack said, a glimmer of mischief in his eye. The dentist's office just got a shipment of nitrous oxide, laughing gas. If Vane is in a good mood during the hearing, he might just forget to be a jerk. The day of the hearing arrived. Vane sat at the front of the courtroom, looking like he was ready to hang someone. Jax and the crew had rigged the ventilation system. This fitness board is now in session. Vane barked. Barnaby Bumble, you are charged with incompetence, being a boob, and what are those men doing outside? Outside the window, Grimy and Sparks were landscaping, which actually meant pumping a massive tank of laughing gas directly into the room. Clear your lungs, Director, Jax shouted. The air is very thin today, Vane inhaled. He blinked. A strange, tingly feeling began to spread from his toes to his ears. I feel funny. Sir, about the charges against Barnaby? Carver asked. Vane burst into a fit of giggles. Barnaby! Chucky Wacky! Oh, he's a riot. Remember when he torpedoed that garbage scout? He thought it was a submarine disguised as potato peels. Ha 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 ha. The court-martial turned into a comedy club. Vane was slapping his knees, calling everyone Bingy Winky, and hugging the inspector who had just arrived. Director Vane, have you lost your mind? Inspector Holloway asked, horrified. I haven't lost it. I found it. Vane shrieked, dancing on the table. You're a beautiful man, Holloway. Let's go swimming. Jax leaned over to Barnaby. I think we might have used too much gas. Chapter 5. The cybercroc and the payroll. The laughter didn't last long. The next day, the laughing gas wore off, leaving Vane with a hangover that could be felt in 3 different time zones. To make matters worse, the island's payroll had arrived $62,000 in cold, hard cash. If that money goes missing, McHale, I'm putting you in a cage. Vane screamed. Barnaby was assigned to carry the bag from the airfield to the office. On the way, he decided to take a shortcut through the swamp to avoid Vane's screeching. Watch your step, Barnaby, Jax warned over the comms. There are gators in there. I'm fine, Jax. I've got my peanut butter sandwich and... Oh, Barnaby tripped. The payroll bag flew into the air and landed right in front of a 6-foot-long alligator. This wasn't just any alligator. It was Sydney, a local legend known for having a taste for expensive things. Sydney snapped up the bag and vanished into the murky water. Jax! The alligator ate the payroll, Barnaby cried. He ate what? Van's voice crackled over the radio. I knew it. Thief. Brigands. The hunt for Sydney was on. The crew spent all night searching the mangroves. Finally, they found